Hey, who the hell are you? You with tonight's dinner guests? Well, until dinner, I suggest you mind your own business if you know it's good for your physical well-being. What's your business here anyways? Last time, the investigators continued working the case of Alfred's brother. In preparation for an evening dinner with August and the priestess, they split up to gather as much information beforehand as possible. At their request, Alfred took Katrina and Constance across the lake to a cave he and August found as children. On the way, they spotted a cavern underwater near the shore. The water there was unbearably hot, so they did not explore it further. Finally, Alfred led them through the woods to the cave where Constance sensed a powerful, dangerous presence lurking inside. Meanwhile, Galen dug into his books and followed up on as many clues as he could. His inquiries focused on potential Vaesen that could be causing havoc around the ironworks. He theorized two possibilities, a manipulative hag and a deadly dragon, or perhaps even both. Lastly, Robert disguised himself as an ore boy and infiltrated the ironworks. While there, he spotted someone trying to break into August's manor and pointed them out to the other employees. The foreman ordered Robert to chase them down, and after a challenging pursuit, Robert caught the culprit. It was a woman named Siv who revealed that she wanted to investigate the priestess Beatta, Gideon's daughter. Robert shared the truth of his own motives and agreed to help her by creating a distraction at dinner, giving her an opening to break into the manor tonight. And this is where the story continues. Good evening, fellow geeks. Welcome back to Vaesen. It has been a minute. Happy to see all of your beautiful name faces in the chat once again. Happy to see the players' actual faces. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. We are playing Vaesen. This is a little campaign that we are doing. We are playing through a combination of mysteries. Vaesen is by Free League, as is the book that the mystery we're running is from, Seasons of Mystery. Highly recommend it. Before we get into the game anymore, let's go ahead and let's talk about the awesome players we have joining us tonight. Let them talk a little bit about themselves and their characters. Let's go reverse order this time. Let's start with Robert. Robert, tell us a little bit about Matt, the person, and Robert, the character.
Yeah, hello. My name is Matt. You can find me everywhere as improv and RPG now, because there's chaos. But Robert is, of course, the servant, the trusted servant of Galen Fuscara, who likes to settle things physically, as it were. A fun fact about Robert is that when he's not active in terms of like accomplishing a mission or a goal for his lord, he likes to relax a little bit by attempting to garden. He's not very good at it, and so the fact that they now have a gardener who is very good at it, and seems to like Robert, he's on board, and he hopes that he'll be able to pick up on some of these tricks of the trade.
Oh, I'll teach you a thing or two.
Yeah, 100%. Every time you like get out a trowel and start to dig something, you feel two hands come around and hold your hands from behind.
Yes.
No, that's not the proper form.
Oh,
Like
no.
this. Just
I'll
like
show
this.
you.
Very
Every
hands-on.
time.
Bill's
Very
impression
hands-on.
was fantastic.
It was so good.
Fantastic. Happy to have you here, Matt. Thank you.
Thank
All right, let's
you.
go next with Tori. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about Constance.
Hey y'all. I'm Tori. I'm part of Level 1 Geek. And I play Constance Doyle, who is the private investigator of this group of investigators. She is a young, ambitious soul. And let's see, I was thinking about what my fun little character fact could be today. And I thought about telling you guys about the first time that Constance worked for Galen, who at that time was Johan.
Don't say it. A ghost girl will get me if you say it. You can't say my whole name or a ghost girl's going to eat me.
But Constance was just kind of starting up her own, I guess you could call it her own investigation practice. And so she was, looking and eager for jobs. And Galen's job posting was very odd and very like mysterious. It didn't really make a lot of sense. And it was a fabrication. He had kind of put something together to basically try out several different investigators and like see how they did. It was a sham of a case, it was a lost item, and he had, himself like hidden it away somewhere and basically placed a series of clues and puzzles and things like that to kind of just test the mettle of these people before he hired them for like the real deal. And Constance was the only one who figured out what was going on, basically, and understood that this is actually just a big elaborate test. And she, instead of getting to the solution, she just confronted Galen and, basically told him, you're wasting my time here. Like, this isn't even a real case.
Yeah, and then she put the everlasting gobstopper down on my desk and she walked away.
And it's been, she's been his go-to investigator, his go-to consultant ever since. So that is my fun fact. That's like a combo because it involved Galen too, but yeah, that's what I wanted to throw out there. So that's me. That's Constance.
That's great. Thank you, Tori. All right, next up we got M. M, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your character?
Okay. My name is M. I am a huge fan of TTRPGs of all shapes and sizes, and so I spend most of my time doing things with them. If you want to see this face in one of your games, hit me up. We'll make something happen. As for my character, I play Katrina Nordenflicht. She is an officer of the military and a proud and upstanding citizen. She used to have the favorite color of red and would buy like little things of that nature. Everyone knew that was her favorite color until one day somebody made a comparison of red being like the blood and how she's seen so much blood in wars and battle. And so now she has a strong dislike for it. And because of that, sometimes she has a hard time looking at Robert because Robert wears so many different shades of red. So yeah, that's a small struggle that she has on a regular basis around Robert Wong. Sorry, Robert.
It's okay. Robert doesn't know this.
No, absolutely. She would never bring it up, but sometimes there's just that look in her eye of vague displeasure, and he probably has no idea where that's coming from.
I dig it.
Fantastic. What great tie-ins we got tonight. Awesome. Last but not least, we've got Bill. Bill, tell us about yourself. Tell us about the now named Galen.
Hey, I'm Bill. I'm a podcaster. You can go listen to Escape This Podcast if you want to hear audio escape rooms. You can go listen to Solve This Murder if you want to hear audio murder mysteries. Fun Bill fact, my brain doesn't work very well, and I recently went and saw Carmen. So I would like, if you ever are wondering, what's Bill thinking right now? Just know that anytime Tori says her name or is introduced, my brain is immediately, for the next 10 minutes, going, Tori Adora over and over again. And now, mixed with it at the same time on the other side of my brain, I'm trying to remember the lyrics to Red, the blood of angry men, black, the dark of ages past. It's going on the other side, and they don't fit very well. So if I seem distracted, that's what's going on.
Every Baesen session is a musical.
Let's go. I'm playing Galen Katrina, previously Johan Borström, who is a Swedish academic who is quite rich. He's one of the wealthiest men in all of Sweden. My fun Galen fact today is not actually a Galen fact. This is a fact about my mother. So we're in the mid-1800s.
Wait, Bill's mother or Galen's mother?
Galen's mother.
Okay, I'm prepared. Continue.
we're sitting in the mid 1800s, mid late 1800s. Galen is a older man, so he was born around the year 1800. So his mother, well, she was born a little earlier, right? And she worked as a milkmaid. She was also British, fun fact, or at least working in England at the time. Now, people may know where I'm going at this. With the late 1700s, and she was British. She was a milkmaid. My mother cured smallpox, or at least she was a big part of the curing of smallpox. She had cowpox. She met a man named Jenner, and he was like, I'd love to do something with my life. And she said, well, you know that you could take my cowpox and you could use it to inoculate children against smallpox and save the entire world and invent vaccinations. And he went, I'm stealing that idea, and never credited her. And then did all of his life. In fact, Galen received one of the first smallpox vaccinations because technically his mother didn't invent it, but history remembers Jenner like it always does, raising women's contributions to scientific thought. So that's my Galen fact. His mother cured smallpox.
I'm here for the slow retelling of all of history featuring Galen.
My mother cured smallpox. I burned down the National Swedish Theatre. Who's the better person? We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Wow, what a big fact. I like it. Thank you, Bill. All right, yeah, that's our awesome group of players tonight. So excited to have you all back. I'm Chase. I'm playing the Game Master for this campaign. I'd also like to shout out Katie in the background. She's part of the Level 1 Geek team as well. She is running our production for this stream, making sure everything looks nice and pretty. She's going to be chatting with you guys under the Level 1 Geek account. She's going to be keeping your chat interactions rolling. I guess for my random fact, I've been trying to share random Game Master facts just to, fit in with this fun little trend we got going here. I once played a TTRPG session at a game store. The game store was closing. Everybody wanted to finish really bad. And so we all went to Village Inn and we slapped down a Pathfinder session at Village Inn. And it was a good shameless time doing some role playing at the Village Inn. So there's my fact of the evening. Inn. Yeah, it's a diner.
M, were you there? Were you part of this?
I was absolutely there.
I love that.
We actually requested the largest table they had so that we could actually fit a mat down, and we all were eating with small plates, and we had a really intense combat, and we got stared at a lot.
And before anybody who is a waitress or waiter gets upset, we did not stay forever long, and we tipped very well. So we made sure that it was worth their time.
You can have a portion of the dragon's treasure when we leave.
I should have written that on the receipt.
Have a +1 mace just for you. Try and split that with the cooks.
Yeah. So, segue of Katie working on chat interactions. We have chat interactions, everybody. I see some new names around here, so thanks for joining us. If you guys are longtime watchers, you guys probably already know how these work, but just in case you're new and you don't, we have these blessed and cursed numbers here on the screen. That's for blessed and cursed dice. You guys can renew those with your channel points. Those are called mana on our stream, and you can turn them into these dice. Blessed dice are just a straight up advantage. The players can take them kind of like from a dice pool. They are just straight up helpful. They give them extra dice, no downside. Cursed dice are the exact same thing, with the exception that if they succeed when using cursed dice on their roll, then I, as the game master, get to take some kind of narrative twist to the success. Whether that be bad, really bad, fun, or, whatever. They're cursed dice, so I get to play around with that. Aside from that, we do community goals, but those are both accomplished already for this mystery. You guys crushed them so fast this time. So there is an extra villain and ally at play in this mystery. They are already actively here, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Yeah. And then aside from that, if you guys see these little tallies, those are sponsorships. You guys can get those by subscribing, by being Patreon supporters, or by dishing out bits. And we will give you a little shout out on the next stream. And along with that shout out, they will also give our players some passive buffs, some active buffs. They're just going to help the players out in general. And we can go ahead and show you how that works right now, because we have some sponsorships from last time. So before we jump back into the scene we left off at, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about how your sponsors helped you prepare for this mystery? Does anybody want to go first? If not, we're going to start with Bill. Let's do it, Bill.
All right, easy. So, I received 3 sponsorships, which is lovely. Thank you so much. Mechanically, I can go through them as we go. But so people may remember on our previous journey, we went off to the Grimstead Ling in the moors in the north of the Jutland Peninsula. And while I was there, before I had left, I had received a package from a fellow academic in Uppsala. Or maybe they were in Stockholm. Minutus, the librarian. And he said, "You're heading off to the moors. I've done some research paper. I can't quite finish my paper. I think there's some research to be done. Can you take my notes? Can you make your own notes?" And I did that. It was a service, really. I helped him more than he helped me. But, it's a back and forth. And so I came back, we discussed it, and he published the paper, and it went quite well. So yet again, after hearing that I was heading off to this lake, he said, oh, I was just doing some research into that area and the ecology around the lake. Could you, while you're there, look for any small crustaceans that match this description? And he drew out a little thing and he gave me all these. And again, I'm just trying to help out. But his notes included some background on what's going on. And honestly, it already helped me last session in doing some research into the creatures in this area, and because something around this crustacean looks kind of like dragon dung. What's up with that? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I was like, because there's a dragon. Minutus, you idiot. You're so obsessed with crabs, you can't even see the dragons. So that's already helped me, but I'm sure those notes will help me again in future research. And so, you know what? Actually, I'm going to say it did help me in the past, and I'm going to say that's my one experience. It made a connection. I'm going to count it as experience towards my character. That's one of my 3 little perks. I also have a book with me, a new book added to my book collection. Everyone knows I've got a collection of books. It's a great book, and I haven't quite used it yet, but it's full of some information about the surrounds and about ironworking and about Vaesen and how they influence it. Very rare book, and I only found it because of a wonderful book merchant / weirdo that we've dealt with once before, who was helping find romance novels for Katrina, Chunky. And I believe I remember that Chunky had a dumb voice, so I think it was something like this. "Oh, would you like to come in? I need a particular book. Do you have anything about this lake?" "Oh yeah, I got stuff about the lake. You want things about crustaceans that look like dragons?" No, I already have these notes. Please, something new. "Oh, what about this book? It tells you all about it." So that's Chunky, everybody. Chunky gave me a book about the surrounds, which I'll use for a free push. And finally, the wolf of Wolf and Wombat fame, a shadowy underworld figure who once pretended he was a doctoral student to get into my good graces in an earlier episode, came to Castle Gillenkreutz before we left and discussed some incredibly important things and gave us some incredibly important advice, sat us all down, sat every single one of us down and said, "I have information for you. I'm the wolf. I'm a much cooler person than Chunky. And I need to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you what he told us. I'll tell you later during one of my flashbacks, because I have a flashback perk where I can basically flashback like it's a heist and say, no, we discussed this earlier, and get a free roll of some kind, free push. No, I can't remember what it was.
Free success. Even better.
So he'll have helped out later. So when that happens, we'll flash back that conversation with the wolf. And I'm done. Sorry, I talked for like 20 minutes. Bye.
I love it. I'm so glad Chunky was present for the invitation.
Yes.
Should I leave? Should I go? I just dropped off a book. Do you want to tell me about some? Oh, no, please, Chunky, get out of here. All right, bye.
Oh, man. To follow that up, that was fantastic. Let's go with Katrina next.
I knew you were going to do this to me. I knew you were going to do this to me.
It's the curse of, being on Bill's right of the screen.
So rude. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's start with Ada Icarus, because I got a cool sponsorship from them. Katrina has so many letters folded up in her book, and one is a quote that is stamped with an emblem of a man falling from the sky with burning wings, right? And this quote, it goes, Some periods of our growth are so confusing that we don't even recognize that growth is happening. We may feel hostile or angry or weepy and hysterical, or we may feel depressed. It would never occur to us unless we stumbled on a book or a person who explained to us that we are, in fact, in the process of change, of actually becoming larger spiritually than we were before. Whenever we grow, we tend to feel it, as a young seed must feel the weight and inertia of the earth as it seeks to break out of its shell on its way to becoming a plant. Often the feeling is anything but pleasant, but what is most unpleasant is not knowing what is happening.
That's lovely.
That's really by Alice Walker. Can't actually give this to Adept Icarus, but I thought it was
That's
a little bit of
quote. That's on
wisdom.
the front of the book. That's in the forward.
Yeah.
Arium.
Exactly. So that's going to be the free push that she has later. She's going to remember that in trying times, it's going to propel her into another attempt as she grows. I'm also going to the future have a flashback with hopefully Galen over this flashback. Always a wolf. We'll have a scene for you later, my friend. And then for free XP, I actually got a random roll, and I feel weird giving myself a personality in this universe. So I'm just going to say that there's so many cringe experiences being Emily, and we're just going to use those to help Katrina make better choices.
Wait, what if you turn it around? Because it is you sponsoring yourself. What if, like, you open the door to Galen one day and it's like, Katrina Nordenflicht, I am Katrina Nordenflicht. What? Whoa! And there's like a second. Oh, that'll be great. And then you have to tell everyone that actually your name's Armin Tanzarian. You have to head back to the city and pick up your life where you left off, grab a motorcycle.
Amazing.
Oh,
We'll see if we can work
Spider-Man
that
myth.
in
It's two
later.
people, it's Katrina and Katrina pointing to each other.
Fantastic. Thank you, Em. All right, Tori, Constance is up with her sponsorships next.
Yeah, all three of mine come from Always a Wolf. So
What a big sponsor.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I have the flashback like everyone else, so we'll just kind of have to wait and see what that shapes up to be. But I think that after, well, I don't know. I don't know what this flashback is going to be, so either before or after, whichever feels like it makes more sense. Wolf pulls Constance aside and hands her a couple of letters,
Take these letters.
and reveals that he knew her brother, her late brother.
I knew your brother.
And gives her he has passed away, so he gives her a couple of letters from him that they exchanged. So this gives her a free push because that her brother is really the only family that she had any kind of relationship with, and he was really her rock and her mentor and just everything to her as a kid. So this gives her a little extra resolve, and I think that the letters themselves maybe have a few little tidbits of Vaesen lore and knowledge. In fact, she kind of these letters maybe suggest that perhaps her brother himself was maybe capable of seeing Vaesen, which was not something she ever knew about him. They don't confirm it outright, but there are just little bits of information that are helpful for this investigation in particular. So that gives her a little extra experience. She learns a few new things about some lore. Hopefully that's all right to insert about Wolf. Wolf, you are now integrated into Constance's backstory.
Fantastic. I love it. Good stuff. Thank you, Tori. All right. Last but not least, Matt, let's talk about Robert's sponsorships.
All right, so I've got two from the Wombat, as well as one from Wolf, who also is. It's another flashback. So I'd say I'll just give a little tidbit. Upon revelation, there might have been a little bit of a tussle, and we'll see how that plays out when that moment comes up. But as far as the Wombat is concerned, I think that maybe initially when Robert saw that that intruder that was trying to infiltrate the home, and he chased her down, he thought back, and initially he was going to be secretive. He was going to be suspicious, but thinking that maybe Civ could be a valuable ally. He remembers the Wombat telling him that if he wanted to turn over a new leaf, if he wanted to make a change and have people actually trust him, he has to open up. And so he was so willing to immediately say his name, his full name, to this complete stranger who has no idea what her intentions are. But he's opening up, and that'll give him one extra experience here. But also, in his dealings with the Wombat, there was one time where, and this was before he came under the employ of Galen and also the previous name, which will not be named. But before all of that, when he was when he had encountered the Wombat, one thing that really helped solidify his trust in him is the fact that, well, I've mentioned Robert's love, and how this is depicted on two of his necklaces, B and
Neckline.
R. Yeah, neckline. But when things ended between him and her, he was ready to throw these away. But Wombat was the one who convinced him to hang on, to convince him to not give up, under the hopes that maybe someday, if he doesn't give up, he'll have a second chance. And speaking of second chances, that's where my free push is going to come in, where if I don't give up, I have a second chance and things might turn out okay.
Oh, fantastic. I love that. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Great tie-ins. Thank you, players. And huge thank you to all of you in chat who sponsored. We appreciate you all so much. We appreciate all of you for being here. We appreciate those who help us do what we love to do. We appreciate those who share our names around. Thank you so much for all you guys do. And just thanks for helping making this an enjoyable experience. If you guys would like to have us add your Twitch names as characters into backstories and just improv into the scenes, you guys can do that like I mentioned before, giving some bits, Patreon supporters, subscribes, sharing subs, all that good stuff will get you some sponsorships for next session. And it looks like we already have about, I can count 5 of them dished out around. So thank you to all of you. One last thank you before we get started into the game. I just want to give a quick shout out to Knights of the Steel. They have an awesome app called NPC for Hire that you can all download for free, and you can use this same type of character art that we have here for our characters. They were kind enough to let us use it for the stream, and they are just fantastic little avatars for our characters in this campaign. So big thank you to them. All right, and I believe that is all of the starting stuff out of the way. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to jump into the session. For those of you who may have missed last session or previous sessions, there was a recap at the start of the stream, and we are also posting these on YouTube. I know with the last episode, there was an issue getting it posted on YouTube. For whatever reason, that episode didn't want to post twice, but it is now fixed and should be scheduled to post on Thursday. And we will also have this episode hopefully posted with no issues on Friday, so you can get all caught up if you follow us on YouTube.
It's because I was swearing too much in the first 10 seconds.
Oh, I know, right? It was
That's
like, man, we can't do that, and so
yeah.
just cut it. No, so yeah, catch up there, and hopefully you guys enjoy. All right, players, we last left off with you guys splitting up and all working on different activities. Galen was hitting the books, Constance and Katrina were crossing the lake looking at caves, and Robert was chasing down somebody trying to break into the manor and infiltrating the ironworks. Now we did.
When you put it like that, it sounds like we really didn't do anything. Robert was reading. Constance and Katrina, they were on a nice lake walk, and Robert was infiltrating the enemy, becoming an old boy, catching a person. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Constance had a weird feeling,
It was in a
and
cave, and it was kind of hot.
yeah, we decided we
man,
didn't
it's
want to go
hilarious.
swimming after all.
No.
You know, yeah, that's the gist of it. So here we are back. Well, we are probably close to regrouping. I want to just jump back to Robert really quick because we ran out of time as you were done discussing with Civ. Was there anything else you wanted to do on your infiltration while you were under disguise before we rejoin the party together, Robert?
No, that'll pretty much be it. Like, the act is that I wasn't able to get a hold of this intruder, but I do have I think I do have like the jacket or something, and so I guess the story would be like, oh, I got a hold of her, but wasn't able to get like to catch her. But yeah, then I'll just head back and hopefully we'll have enough time and I can fill them in on a potential assister.
Fantastic. I love it. All right. Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's just jump the scene back to the Harenstam homestead, where you guys would likely all be regrouping. Galen's been there doing research. Constance and Katrina. You guys probably get back last. You had a pretty long trip compared to the rest. So
Yeah, and I will say there's probably a weird vibe when they get back
yeah.
because
It's a little tense.
Katrina and Constance did not have a good time together.
All right. Let's jump to the regrouping. You guys are all back together. August looks quite tired from the trip. Oh my goodness. I immediately started. I was
Alfred.
before the session. I was like Alfred.
Alfred.
I've never messed up a name so much in my history of GMing. I swear.
You could call
Alfred.
them. You could call them like sad brother and bad brother. Would that help?
Bad brother and bad brother.
Sad brother is
I would
tired.
definitely do it.
Now we head to bad brother.
Bad brother.
Alfred looks quite tired from the journey and is just going to go take a brief rest when you guys get back. So yeah, what are you guys doing? What do you guys want to do to prepare before
How much time-ish do we
you guys
have?
probably have about an hour, give or take, before you're due for dinner. The sun is kind of starting to set a bit.
I think we should just cut to dinner. I think we've done our prep. Yes, last week was prep, or last session was prep. I think we should arrive at ready for dinner. And if we need to pre-prepare something, we can use our flashback. maybe
That's
maybe
fine with me.
Maybe we're in this house. Maybe this is when the wolf knocks on the door and he says, "I hear you're going to dinner. I'd like to give you some advice before you leave." And then we can, if we need anything at the
dinner parties.
we can cut back to this. We can flash back to here and do our planning in reverse.
I love it. All
I'm
right.
happy with that. So
Everybody
the wolf
down
knock on
with
the
jumping
door.
to dinner?
Yeah,
Ooh,
I'm
you're
absolutely
here.
down with jumping dinner.
You're still
All
a
right.
wolf. Always.
That's my secret. I'm always.
I'm always a wolf. Yes, I think he's here. And if we need stuff, we'll flash back to this moment.
Excellent. All right, yeah. So you guys are probably crossing this bridge down to the villa, just as the sun is starting to go down all the way. So it's, rather dark. And as you guys are approaching the villa, the entire Oreworks is still busy at work. There's still clankings of metal. There's sloshing of slag being dumped into the water. The blast furnace is glowing even more brightly than it does in the day. You can feel waves of heat kind of radiating from over here. And, it's noticeable, but not as starkly as you would think, as it is just still hellishly hot outside all the time, even as the sun starts to go down. So yeah, we'll go ahead and approach you guys to the villa. And is anybody wearing anything particular? Nobody's disguising. You guys are just all as you are, correct?
I
And
am.
not being joined by Alfred.
So fancy looking. My shirt costs as much as any of these workers would make in a 2-year stint at this place. It's but you can barely tell. But it's an expensive shirt. I'm dressed to the nines.
I
I've got a
love
dumb
that.
powdered wig on. Why not?
I assume that Robert is looking like Robert. Just want to clarify that he's removed his
Ignoble.
disguise.
Right.
Okay, because that was the one. That was the one use of the disguise. So I think
Mhm.
Constance is looking normal. I do want to note, Chase, that she has brought her fine wines.
Got the fine wines. Okay, I
Oh,
like
smart, smart.
it. BYOB.
Yeah, I've got some Cadbury's favorites.
Excellent. So as you guys are approaching the front door of the villa, now I guess Robert, you had a
Yes.
contact to meet. Are you going to meet them before
Yes.
you start dinner, or are you going to slip at
I-
some point during the dinner?
Yeah, I'd like to, like, as we start to go across the way to the villa,
Mhm.
just be like, my lord, I'm sorry, but I think I must have had something that didn't sit quite well. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna run over to the outhouse because I don't want to destroy this lovely director's bathrooms.
Yes, go, please.
Thank you. I'll just sprint over there.
All right, excellent. And yeah, sure enough, as you get to the outhouse, standing behind it, just like you had planned, you see Civ. She's in a different uniform this time, similar to what she had before, but she's gotten another disguise trying to blend in as a worker here.
Great.
She is
Great.
leaning against the back of the outhouse. About damn time.
Yeah. Sorry about the delay. I think I'm ready. You want it to happen when we're eating?
Just whatever's going to make a big ruckus. I just need to know that
Okay.
I have a good opening to get in. So
All right.
whatever you do, make
All
sure you
right.
make it noticeable. Loud, bright, something.
Will do.
I'll be approaching from this side, so if you have any way to give me a signal or something, I don't know.
Yeah. I think I know just the thing.
Do you have
then
any
he'll
plan
just-
in mind? Anything I need to be filled in on?
Just look for red. Just look for red. That'll be the signal.
Like your red clothes?
Yes, exactly. I got you.
All right,
All right.
this
all
better
right,
be good.
All right. You can trust me,
Suddenly-
Civ.
The blast furnace goes up, exposing red light everywhere. She runs to the blast furnace. Beside!
Oh no!
Damn it!
If that foreman breaks my neck, you're going to be investigating my supernatural causes as I haunt you.
All right. It's okay. We've dealt with hauntings before, but it's okay. You
That's
don't
not
have to
the
worry
answer I
about
want.
that.
Don't get me killed. Don't let him break my neck.
I just
That was a
won't
joke.
change my
Don't
neck.
take that seriously.
All right. I just wasn't sure.
You'll get to your
Let's
damn
go.
dinner party.
Red. Yes. Okay. Bye.
While Robert was away, are you guys waiting for him to regroup, or are you guys joining before Robert?
I have a question that must be asked.
Mhm.
Matt,
Yo.
do we know what you're doing? Did you come back and you're like, I'm going to make a distraction at dinner for a person to break in and steal stuff? Or is this just a you issue that we are not aware of?
I would have told Galen at the
Okay, well, then I'm
very
sure
least.
everybody other than
Yeah,
Constance probably
yeah.
knows.
I do want to know
What is
if
the-
Constance has been
No,
told
you'd
or
know,
not.
you'd know, we'd tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, I have to ask at this point.
No. I think so. We're all aware of the plan. So I think we'll probably wait for him to get back, so that not to be obvious that he's like been doing something else. So I think we're
Mhm.
by the door. Just so.
Rocking back and forth.
Anybody read any good books lately?
Yeah, and Swine is standing at the door and kind of notices all of you grouped up. We're here for the dinner.
Yes, we are. We are here to eat on invitation of your masters. Are you
Supposed
joining
to
us
be
for dinner?
4 of you.
There are 4 of us. One of us is just quickly indisposed. He will be here in a short moment.
What's he doing?
I
Galen
believe-
forgets things sometimes. He's quite advanced in age, you might notice. So he just sent Robert back for something that
Yes,
we
I
left
forgot.
behind.
I forgot my glasses. I do need glasses sometimes to see. Without them, I am as blind as some kind of animal that cannot see.
You breathing okay after that sock I gave you to the chest?
Yes, completely. I've been hit harder before, don't you worry, sir.
Doubt it. And then he'll just kind of stand awkwardly and stare at all of you while he waits for Robert to arrive.
Oh, I'm just gonna mad dog him. Like, I'm staring him right in the eyes. Like, I am not about. I felt like he just tried to threaten Galen a little by calling back to the punch, and there was no apology, and she is ice cold staring this man down.
Yeah, he'll just kind of ice cold stare you back. But why don't you there's probably a role for that. Did you want to, I don't know. you
How
could
this
probably
man?
Yeah, you could probably use inspiration or manipulation, I would imagine.
Let me look at my character sheet.
Or force. I would allow force too.
You said
Nice.
inspiration, manipulation. I'll do inspiration. I feel like I had gear that helped me with that. I don't. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go with inspiration.
Rolled up.
There we go.
One success.
One success.
Ah.
Yeah, he just kind of mad dogs you back. And then he turns away after a bit. He seems to get uncomfortable first. You got some kind of military training or some shit.
Yes.
Probably a shit soldier.
Oh.
Oh, fuck. So she is just going to, she has a long jacket on, right? And she just pulls it up on the side and over her saber to expose the hilt that's like constantly strapped at her hip. And she slowly puts a hand on her weapon and just keeps staring him down.
Galen puts a hand on you and says, "Oh, she was a very good soldier, something you would know nothing about because clearly your only understanding of violence is intimidating small people in a working situation. This is fine. Some people do not understand what honor and combat are really like, but people like you don't need to. You can live here by a lake in an ore house. What is this? With your ore boys." Yes.
So, do you happen to know what's for dinner? I was so excited to try some of the local cuisine.
Hey, your peasant's coming back. And he points to Robert.
Oh, thank
coming
God.
Back up from the background.
Oh, Robert, you're here. Well, why don't we
Yeah.
go inside? We shall have a lovely feast. And Swine, I'm sure there is something in your trough. All right, let us enter.
I have a quick question. Oh, sorry, you can finish.
Oh no, he opens the door for you guys and starts leading you in.
He can't call us out because he does
Oh.
eat from a trough.
Okay. I was curious if they have any kind of house staff, like servants, or if that's just swine.
Yeah, haven't seen any so far.
Invisible servants.
Okay. I want to throw this out to you, Chase, but it's fine if it doesn't fit like this particular situation. But I have the talent well-traveled, and once per mystery, I can attempt to like establish an NPC who I know. So I was wondering if there is house staff, like if I could run into one of like whether maybe it's like the server or like the cook or I don't know, but someone I know here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Get a man on the inside.
Okay. I have to make a manipulation test and then you decide how they've changed since I last met, what they think of me now. And if the test fails, they are either hostile or in great need of my help.
Okay, fantastic. Why don't you go ahead, give me a name first off.
Okay.
Give me a name and a physical description.
Okay.
Don't think about it. Just start right now. Go.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about their role in the house. I think I want them to be the person who would take food from the kitchen to the table. So like I'm sure they have other duties, but that
staff,
is kitchen staff, that kind of thing.
And that's also their name. Roll into the house.
Roland.
His name will be August.
Discarded. No more Augusts, can't do it.
Not allowed. Not allowed. No, his name will be Roland. I think that's good.
Roland, I like it.
Yeah. And he'll be like a footman, like not quite butler, you know, he's not that high in the house, but just kitchen staff,
Young, old?
kind of runner.
Yes.
Young, around Constance's age, I'd say.
Previous romantic engagement?
Can I roll at this point?
Let's
Okay,
do it.
and then
He's
kind of fill
never
in the
found
rest.
love before.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. All right. Do we have any dice to mess with? Only one blessed. I won't
One
use it for this.
blessed.
I'll just see what happens.
The well of dice. hath run
Oh,
dry.
It's a fail. So he either
Did you want to push it?
I
You guys have a free push, yeah?
Yeah.
We have
Yes.
a free push.
We have a
Yes.
Is
free
this the
push.
moment you want to use
yeah,
this
that's
story?
kind of what I'm not sure about. I think I'm gonna not.
Hey, guess what, Tori?
What?
We have a bunch of cursed dice coming in.
Oh,
So I'm
cursed.
just saying the
You
I
timing.
could
feel like
push with
cursed
some
dice
curses.
would make it like
Cursed-
the
cursed
same as
dice
failing
is
this
you'll-
roll.
You'll add in the cook. They'll be great and friendly. But then afterwards, at the end of the dinner, you'll be like, oh, and your cook was loving them. It's like, cook. The cook died in a tragic accident 100 years ago.
And monkey's brains, though a popular Cantonese cuisine. Clue, anyone? Clue? Okay. Oh, fine. I'll use some cursed dice. They're all pouring in. Why not? Okay. So do you want me to just roll the cursed dice that I take, Chase? So I'll
Yep,
roll
as
like
many
3 more.
as many as you want to take.
I will take 3 more.
Okay.
If it's 3 successes,
No.
no.
Nope.
Oh, cursed failure.
The curse
Okay.
doesn't take effect unless you succeed.
No, it doesn't. And now I'm wondering if I do want to push it now that I have more dice. But
Oh.
what do I want to do? Ah,
It's a tough decision.
it is. I don't know how important this is. This might. No, I'm just gonna not. I'm just gonna not push it. It's
Tell
okay.
me what happens when you fail again.
So you decide, regardless, you decide how they've changed since we last met and what they think of me now. So I think Roland, maybe we had a brief fling, nothing serious. I think we ended amicably. I think he's English, like Constance is. She hasn't seen him in a long time because she didn't even know he was outside of England. So
Okay. They were romantically involved, but they ended on good terms.
yeah. And then if the test fails, he is either hostile or in great need of my help. So it ended amicably, I suppose, from Constance's point of view, but I guess you can decide what you wanted, whether he's hostile or in great need of my help. Anyway,
Okay.
hopefully, sorry to throw all of these wrenches at you, but have
No,
fun.
I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Chase,
I
must say
yes?
something before we dive deep into this.
Mhm.
I was the one that used your desk last, and I ruined your camera settings. I have like 4 inches of space above your head, and you're cutting off at the mouth. Thank you.
Let me fix that.
It was my fault, and I was gonna obsess about it the whole stream. You could even go a little further.
It's all right. I'll mess with it as we keep going.
Okay,
Thanks for
continue.
pointing it
My
out.
bad.
All right. Question for Robert. You have had a brief interaction with Swine
Yes.
under disguise. Are you
Right.
trying to keep your face away from him? Or are you like not too worried about it?
I'm not too worried about it. If he recognizes me, that's fine. But I'm kind of counting on, and this is something that Robert has done whenever he has done any sort of infiltration or secret missions. That's when he might have a disguise of different clothes, but he always takes his glasses off in that case. Because glasses on, glasses off makes a big difference. He usually only keeps his glasses on when he's gonna be straight up Robert Wong, and if he needs to fire like ranged weapons. But otherwise, the way he sees it is that though they are prescription, when he goes to fight someone hand to hand, he might see 3 of them, but he only needs to knock out 1 of them. And so he's just rocking and rolling, assuming that this will work again. as it usually does.
Fantastic. And it looks like in this case, it does. Swine moves past you. He brushes right past you and doesn't seem to take any notice to your identity as far as you can tell.
Great.
All right, let's go ahead and let's change maps here. Let's go inside the villa, shall we? If you're absolutely seeing for the first time, I did not change this accidentally. That would be ridiculous.
Ooh.
All right. So you guys are entering from the front porch here with Swine. He will escort you into a very beautiful hallway. There are grand paintings on the walls, very nice lavish rugs, polished hardwood. Just a stark change of scene from all of the places you've been around here so far.
I've ruined this for myself immediately.
Oh,
All I've done is I'm like, wait, what a lovely architectural drawing. It's wonderful. Oh, wait, every single one of those doorways is a little mouth going,
you know, I see it now. Fantastic.
right? Once you see it, it ruins it forever. Would you like to go to the dining room? Here you
I
are.
have a really quick question for the crew. What did we tell August that got us invited to dinner again?
I think practically nothing. I think we were just like, your brother invited us to go and investigate. And he was like, well, why don't you come to dinner?
No, we lied to him.
Well, I think we told the
We
truth
told
to
him.
everybody.
The
We told
Aura
him we were
Boys
friends.
vouched for you because you saved
helped
some of
Oh,
them.
yeah, that's right. We didn't lie. We saved the lives of like 20 of his workers at the lake when it caught fire.
And I thought we told him that Alfred was like hosting us.
Yeah, we did say that he was hosting us. I think I said that I knew him from when he was in the military.
Okay.
And we were passing through. We saw what happened and we stopped by and stayed with him. But they were
Okay.
not really close with him at all.
Okay, we
Yeah.
didn't mention the investigation. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I had all of my ducks in a row
think-
before we
You were
roll
like,
into
hey,
this.
we're here to investigate you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we told him that.
We think
More
something
withheld
suspicious
details.
is
We
going
did say we're part
down.
of a society, but we left it kind of.
We said the Moreland Society.
We said the
actually.
Moreland Society.
Oh,
we said
good.
the Moreland Society. Okay, sorry.
Well,
I
we
just
are
couldn't
from the
remember.
Moreland Society. 'Cause I
That's
did
not
buy that
entirely.
society.
Yeah, that's not entirely untrue. All right, I'm
I am
good.
CEO of that society now.
All right. So yeah, Swine leads you, and he stops right here on this doorway. The double doors are wide open to the dining room. August, your freeloaders are here for the evening. August straightens his jacket. Be kind, Swine, and please dismiss yourself. Go make sure things keep running productively. He just nods, and he goes leading out the front door and lets you guys come in and sit yourself. Beata and August are both in the dining room here. They were seated, previously sipping on some drink. They will stand to greet you. They have pretty good manners. As a reminder, that's what Beata looks like. And this
With the
is
creepy
what-
yellow eyes.
This is what August looks like.
Creeps a lot of them.
And
Are there
yeah, I
this
mean, you
many?
guys-
Are there this many chairs at the table, and are
There
they all
are.
empty?
Yep, they're all empty. This
Okay.
is the seating. It's just you guys here at the moment.
Let's do a
Question.
little dance on the dining table.
Yes, question.
Does August actually have a little white scar right here, or is that just like a highlight in the picture?
He does have a little white scar there.
Where was the white sky? I didn't see it.
It's like
I'll
on
point to my face, you tell
his
me where.
left. It's on his left, up on the forehead, like right here.
That's
A little
proof
further
that
over.
he is a dragon. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I got nothing. Oh, is the lantern in here? That he had on the
Yes.
first night?
So there are tables, not tables. There's plates and dining ware set around the table, all very proper. Galen, this is nothing new for you. You're probably used to like a high class setting.
I've
like
dined
this.
with the King of Sweden.
Yeah, the only thing that is kind of standing out is, aside from just like a nice floral centerpiece in the middle of this table, August does have his lantern sitting at just a little distance above his plate.
So for
On the
people-
table?
On the table, and it's kind of out of place because there are candles and candelabras along the wall that are lit. There's plenty of light in here aside from the lantern.
So this lantern, for people at home, like this was when you were investigating the cave, and he said that, me and like sad brother and bad brother used to play here as kids. And then one day he was like, I stole the dragon's flame in my lantern. And that lantern has never been extinguished since. Just a child's silly superstition. I'm pretty sure he stole a Vaesen's flame and has it in that lantern, right? This is what we're thinking. It's a mystical
Yeah.
lantern that makes the house come to life.
If you're thinking that, why don't you roll me a vigilance, Galen?
May I do that
Whoa.
too?
Can
Yeah,
we?
sure.
I wanna
Whoa.
roll dice, be part of the story. I am.
Whoa.
I'm part of this fucking story.
Whoa, Katrina.
Nice.
Sorry, I
On the
have a
lookout
lot of
for that.
weird energy today. I apologize.
No, you're good. So are all of you kind of just making your way into the dining room?
Yeah.
Very good. Robert, you as well, yeah?
Yeah, if there's any chance I would like to ask what's that room to the northeast?
He gestures over here. This room here.
Why, that's
Yes.
the smoked salmon.
It's a smoking salon.
Do
Are
you
you
mind?
a
Yes.
Connoisseur of tobacco?
Yes, extreme connoisseur. Do you mind?
Let us see how this meal goes, and if we are getting along, perhaps I will share a cigar.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Oh, I almost forgot. I didn't want to come empty-handed, so here, a token of our gratitude for your hospitality this evening. And I'll hand over the fine wines.
Why don't you go ahead and roll a manipulate, Constance?
Okay.
Meanwhile, I did get a 3 on that vigilance.
Yeah, you and
Excellent.
Katrina both were.
We share a knowing
Yeah.
glance and we look at the lantern.
If the wine
Yeah.
gives bonuses, remember that. And in the meantime, yeah, so wow, you got 30 on that, and so did Katrina. Okay. So I mean, to all of you, this lantern looks extra bright. But to Galen and Katrina, you notice a couple of other details. Number one, typically a lantern that has been in use for quite some time would be tarnished. There would be some burn marks over time. There would be something inside, oil burning. What you notice about this lantern looks like it is in perfect condition. It looks like brand new, as if it's been perfectly cared for or even just recently replaced. It looks barely used. Even the wick inside where the lantern is lit looks barely burned. Also, every once in a while, the flame will flicker from a standard kind of gold yellow burn to a bright blue burn. And the blue burn doesn't shed out blue light to match the flame, but you do notice little flicks of quick changing blue in there. It doesn't look natural. It also looks extremely too hot with the blue flame to warrant a lantern. And also with your manipulation,
I got
Or-
4 successes.
successes.
Apparently, I picked his favorite
He
vintage.
loves wine.
he looks at the wine for a moment and nods as if impressed, and then he looks over to Robert. Perhaps if we're bringing gifts, you smoke during your meal? You like to smoke before your meal?
Yeah, just before. I've got those hankerings right now.
Yes, I do apologize for my servant, but he does occasionally need to calm his nerves. It's a terrible side effect of certain business we've been in before, but if you would allow him to
Right.
go and take a moment to compose himself, I'm sure we will all enjoy our dinner more for it.
Has he
Yeah.
used a smoke salon before?
Oh, we
All
have
the time.
smoked in the salons of kings and wealthy men.
Yeah.
I'm sure your salon will live up to our standards, but I can assure you, we will definitely live up to yours.
Well, your fine attire suits your story, so very well. Please enjoy anything you can find in there within moderation, of course. I do keep a tight inventory of that room, so I will know what has been smoked.
Great. Thank you.
Please allow me to pour you a glass.
Yes, that would be quite lovely. I will beckon for the cooks in a moment. Let us start with some wine. I just finished off my drink, so he'll push his glass over, and Beata will smile. Do you mind if I get some of that as well?
Not at all. And
So-
I'll just pour around for everybody.
Excellent. All right, and there's no poison involved in this pouring, right? Like I need to
No.
ask because I know you all brought
No.
poison. Okay.
No,
There
absolutely
is
not.
no poison, unless, of course, later on we need to flash back to add some poison. Then
My-
we'll have
My
flashbacks to
goal
poison.
here, Chase, is to just get August and Beata to like me as much as humanly possible. And if my associates are part of that's great too. But Constance is just concerned about making the best impression here.
Fantastic. Okay, I love it. So yeah, you're pouring wine, Robert. You open those doors back to the smoke salon. As you open the doors, there is some smoke that wafts out in there. It just lingers in the room. And as you step in, if cigars are your thing, it's a pretty lovely fragrance. There's oaky, tobacco, just very strong scents that fill your nose in this room. It is very classy. There's a nice, cozy fireplace that is lit. There's nice leather chairs with a very beautiful, ornate table in the center. And along the walls, there are display cases of various cigars with nice little drawers underneath the display cases containing those different cigars. And then lining another wall is just all kinds of fancy lighters that you could possibly want to use.
Great.
The strange thing about those lighters is they should have been used for years, but they're all in perfect condition. No matter how many times you strike the lighter.
I will say at the current time of technology, super like zip lighters and stuff aren't like really quite a thing yet. But these are a variety of fancy different kinds of lighters that you probably don't see commonplace. So they look expensive and exotic.
Great. I mean, Robert would probably just he doesn't really know anything about cigars and the like, so he's probably going to aim for something that looks like in less esteem, something that looks cheaper, because he doesn't want to waste a good cigar, and so he's just going to try to look for one that looks like it's not as finely crafted, it's not like put there to display, and he's gonna light up and struggle.
So he's not a smoker normally.
No, not
Okay.
at all.
Well, if you're not a smoker, it's probably not pleasant. It's a lot of flavor. It's a lot of smells, and it's pretty potent. You guys
He's
hear that from
breathing
the
it
other
in
one.
instead of just holding the smoke in his mouth.
Oh my! This is good stuff.
Every time Robert coughs like a little too loud, Constance is like trying to do damage, like and bringing the conversation back. Like, so tell me about this, and she'll ask him another question. Right, just keep them focused on.
Yeah, August smirks and looks back towards the doors. Pretty exotic stuff that I have in my collection. One that most folk would not be used to. So, I missed your names, or I've forgotten them. I apologize. Please, this is Beata, Gideon's daughter. She is a priestess that is currently staying in my residence. Many of the workers find religious peace in her sermons that she gives. I am August, the owner of this business and this ironworks. Please tell me a little bit about yourselves. What are you doing here? You saved some of my people. I've heard talks of it. This is my repayment of that debt that you have created between us.
And this is very much appreciated. Thank you. It is a lovely home. My name is Galen and please, I know it is a silly name, but there is a long story. I maybe will get to it later in the night, depending on how many drinks we have all had. These are my associates. This is the esteemed Katrina Nordenflicht, an officer of the Swedish army. And our associate, Constance Doyle. I remembered the name. Constance Doyle, a talented young lady and my ward for the evening. And I hope she will learn a lot from being here in such esteemed company.
He kind of lounges back comfortably, smells the wine, takes a sip. I could tell by looking at you, Forsketta, that you were these are your associates. You dress yourself very well. And military, you mentioned, with Miss Nordenflicht here. You're wearing your jacket, yeah?
Oh, yes. She looks like she has brushed it down. There's no dust on it. The buttons are shining. She looks military for sure.
Yes, you're a very wise man, I can tell just by the associates you keep. Men such as ourselves with power and wealth, it's wise to keep military accompaniment nearby.
Do you yourself have military accompaniment? I know you have this lovely creature outside. I do not wish to offend, but did I hear him being referred to as swine?
Yes, it is a name he has given himself. I am not quite cruel enough to come up with that one, but I can't say that the name is far off. He is ex-military, yes. Dishonorable discharge, if you can believe that by his manners.
No. Heaven forbid.
If I might ask a question.
Yes.
I did not realize that a business such as yours required military protection.
It does not require military protection, but having military protection is always wise, is it not?
It is. We were
And you have a
attacked
fortune
on
to
these.
protect.
I was just going to say we were attacked on the road, so I could understand that you could be attacked here. A brigand's a common problem.
Right now they are. Anybody with a scrap of wealth is going to be targeted because there's not much of it left to go around. And who is this pretty young one here, did you say? What's your purpose?
Yes, my name is Constance Doyle. Please call me Constance. I accompany Galen on his travels at times to learn all I can from him. I am his young ward. She gives a charming smile to them, but there's just a quick darted side glance to Galen. That
I'm not going to introduce
what
you
that
as
means.
No, I know. I
know. That's why she's playing along.
First I brought to investigate you.
Pardon if I am far off base, but mistress, perhaps?
Oh no, I am far too old for things like this. But I'm sure you yourself know that it is possible to have talented young women in your presence without it being so romantically linked. I'm assuming you and Beatta here. I've heard nothing untoward about your dealings with each other.
No, romance is not of any interest to me currently. I am in it for the money, and the money is all I need, quite honestly. Life has been good, as I'm sure you know. You must be an academic then, I assume, if you have a ward.
Ah, yes. You may have read my paper about mystical lanterns powered by dragonfire.
I don't do much reading.
Miss Gideon's daughter, was it? What brings you around to these parts? I'm so curious. I'm not very experienced in the religious community myself, but I am quite curious about your journeys and your line of work.
Yes, I do quite a bit of the Lord's good work around here. There are many lost souls, people in hard times, and I find that if I can get around and share the word of God, I can reach many souls out here during these difficult times. Now, if you would like to hear more about it, I recommend that you attend my meeting tonight.
Oh, I wouldn't miss it. I believe we were all planning on attending. Isn't that right?
I do recall inviting you to the revival meeting. Be so delighted if you would come.
I would just
jump. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Oh, before we move on, I want to dig a little harder at her because I feel like she sidestepped. So this
is what I was going to say.
Oh,
Do you think there is opportunity for digging into her and what she does here, or is she basically just going to be flipping the whole time? And that, like, if we want information about what she's doing here, about the religion stuff, do you think it'd be better to wait and let that be something we experience at the revival meeting rather than having trying to get it out from a person who doesn't want to talk to us?
I wanted to ask her more directly about herself personally.
Sweet.
Rather than the religion. I think I agree. I think we'll see more of what she talks about there, but I kind of want a more direct, oh yes, I'm so looking forward to getting a taste of what it is you do, but I'm just curious, what how a person like you sort of finds yourself in this position. Where are you from, and what got you interested in this type of work in the first place? I'm just curious to know a bit more about you, the person behind the religious figure, if you will.
And as you speak to her, she's constantly fidgeting with that gold amulet that she wears around her neck, and then seems to become more aware of it when it's her turn to speak and kind of pats it down. Oh, I'm actually from Uppsala. I come here just on a feeling in my heart. God's work, God's will. And once I got here, I found that there's actually quite a bit of history in this place. You see, I believe that long ago, Satan himself was defeated on this very lake. I have a bit of unique religious outlooks, and I find this place to be incredibly religiously invigorating.
I see. Well, I'm very much looking forward to hearing more about all this tonight. Could I make an observation check, Chase? Like, I want to kind of gauge how she seems to be feeling. Like, if that's like a nervous fidgety, or like, is she just like, I don't know. I don't know if there is any more information to be gleaned here, just watching her, but that's what I want to
go
do.
ahead and roll me that observation. And in the meantime, Robert, what are you doing back in the smoke salon? Are you just smoking, or are you up to something?
Well, I am up to something. I have I'd say at this point I'll have taken off my cloak. And I haven't taken it out yet, but what I would like to find is if there might be a flask of some sort in here.
There are also, there's a pretty fancy looking liquor cabinet, though it does seem to be locked.
No worries. Is there like a glass of some sort here or anything like that? Just something that I might be able to casually use to imbibe from.
Yeah, why don't you roll me and investigate?
Ooh, okay, will do. Oh, there's no successes for my investigation.
And you're looking for something, I imagine. Are you looking for something flammable?
No, I'm looking for something that I could easily walk back in with and just be like, oh yeah, I'm enjoying just a little drink. I like to drink with my smoke.
Okay. You can see some empty glasses, but no alcohol accessible at the moment.
Oh, I don't need it. I'm pouring my poison into that glass.
Very good. I love it.
And so the poison appears.
Yeah, but at the moment, it's just sort of like I every now and then I'll throw in a cough, but I'm just kind of posted up as close as I can to the door without anyone noticing, so I can listen to see like how the conversation's going and when I can do what I want to do.
Excellent. I love it. All right. Yeah, so as you guys are enjoying your small talk out in the dining room, Constance,
got one success. Sorry, on my observation.
On your observation. Okay,
yes.
Yeah, let's resolve that first. With your observation, she doesn't seem nervous. It seems almost just kind of like a habit. She doesn't seem to notice she's doing it. She seems pretty calm and like she's enjoying the conversation. Though something you do notice is every time she is fidgeting with the amulet, her eyes almost seem to kind of drift off and out of focus, like she loses track of the conversation a little bit. And she'll kind of snap it back with a smile and nod. She doesn't seem entirely attentive when other people are speaking.
Interesting. Okay.
And as you guys are discussing, a familiar face comes walking through the door with several other people of a kitchen staff. But Constance, you recognize a young man at the front, Roland, who we discussed earlier. He steps in ahead of everybody else and immediately meets your eyes and pauses and seems kind of surprised and shocked. And then seems to refocus himself as August kind of looks over and gives him a look, wondering what he's doing. And the kitchen staff starts laying out your food.
I'm not going to say anything.
Not going to say anything? Okay.
Yeah, I think that his reaction is basically Constance's reaction of just that silent, like, what the? And then, like, this doesn't seem like the time or the place. So I'm just going to let it go for now.
Excellent.
She also isn't sure exactly what he would say, like, because she's kind of playing as Galen's ward. So she'll just leave it for now.
Constance, have you done any investigations lately? You're a detective.
Yeah.
Hello.
How's your detective business going?
How's your detective agency going?
Yeah, so they lay platters out in front of all of you. They're covered. They lift the lids to the platters, and it is a beautiful aroma that wafts up. These look to be little stuffed game hens, surrounded by bits of wild rice and very bright cooked vegetables, some sort of carrots and greens on the plate. Scent of lemon wafts up from the heated food, which is pretty exquisite looking given all of the famine and the ruined farms that you've seen around. This is pretty pricey stuff.
Does Roland serve Constance? Serve me specifically?
No, he actually whispers to one of his staff and seems to almost intentionally redirect away from you. And he puts a plate next to you for Robert. It does look like they have enough platters for all of you, even though Robert's not currently present.
When he gets close to serving me, I do try to sort of make eye contact with him again, but it sounds like he sort of is avoiding.
He will meet your eyes when he gets kind of close. He looks at you like he's seen a ghost. Like he looks nauseous almost.
Oh. Okay.
Oh no.
And they will serve you, and August will wave them off, and they will all leave the room.
Okay. I'll deal with that later and eat my food.
You must let me know what you think of this dish in particular. I did not prepare it, though. It is my recipe.
I am quite curious. I have hunted my fair share of times, and I was wondering, are we possibly eating something that you've brought in?
I find no joy in hunting. I find anything that you can pay another to do better than you, fool's work.
Oh, I can understand that. I have a terrible habit of always wanting to keep a hold of what belongs to me. So if I can keep a coin in my pocket, I will.
Odd superstition, but I suppose I understand.
Not so much a superstition, just a hoarding problem.
Like a dragon.
I suppose I do
knows
always.
what I'm talking about.
I do always try to keep a reminder of my wealth on my person, so I suppose that we relate in that habit. Yeah, they start digging into their food. Any small talk conversations that you guys want to have during dinner? Anything that you want to do here?
Like, what do we want to find out? If anyone's ever listened to 2 Minute Mysteries, Solve This Murder, one of my shows. This is how I go when I try and solve a mystery. What the hell are we doing? Because, like, we already know he's rich. We already know he runs this business. He's been acting like a freak. None of that we're getting from this conversation is new information. We don't.
Yeah,
like, this.
I think we just kind of wanted vibes, right? Because we got this invitation before we'd done more of our.
It's nice to see that we have that lantern. I'm so glad we did all that investigation to know the significance of seeing it. But do we have like a plan in terms of, we know her amulet's wild. We already knew she believes that the devil died in the lake, or at least ostensibly believes this. But we know she's got a strange amulet. We know he's got this strange lantern. They both, did you say the lantern, it goes blue, but is the normal color that same golden color that's like in their eyes?
It does look like a pretty golden yellow, but there's still flecks of orange and whatnot, like you would see in a typical flame.
Like
It just shines. It shines extra bright all the time.
Yeah,
and then
like
it
maybe there's a
changes.
connection between that and the fact that they've got their weird golden eyes. Maybe it's not that she has ensorcelled him, but that he has ensorcelled her with his mystic lantern. I don't know, but I don't know what we're like. Hopefully, whatever Civ steals is going to be useful and relevant to us. But are we looking to do any investigation to get away from them, like in the drawing rooms, look around the house? Are we? Is there anything we're expecting that we want to ask about to that would give us some kind of fundamentally new information?
I have a thought. Well, I don't have a thought about dinner, so I'm open if you guys have anything. My one thought about the revival meeting was just basically trying to see if there's any magic involved in her like sermons and sort of like as she gets more animated. That's what I was wanting to observe in that. I don't personally have any other ideas for dinner other than I do want to duck out at some point and try and find Roland, but that's I think it would be kind of too weird and hard to like sneak off into the rest of the house, you know, and like unless we had someone covering, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, sneaking around might be hard. This dude's I'm just back reading through our dragon info. Right? We know they can hypnotize victims. We know they live in underground lairs. We know that they love to gather new riches and can have more than one treasure hoard. I'm pretty sure this entire place is a secondary treasure hoard to a dragon.
Wait. Do we think that August is trapped in the cave and the dragon just straight up like swapped seed?
Could be shape-shifting.
Because Alfred talked so much about how his brother just changed suddenly. Remember, like it was like night and day. He was just a different person. Do we think that the dragon is playing?
Or the dragon is still in that cave, and he has been hypnotized by the dragon, right? And been sent out to like protect the cave. Maybe if the whole point is protecting the dragon's treasure while collecting new treasure, maybe if we make some kind of mention or move of that cave, like, oh, by the way, we're investigating the area. We found a lovely cave. We think we might do a spelunking trip down there. Maybe if he's like, don't go into the cave, don't do it, don't go to any of
Just see what his reaction is.
Like we can be like, oh, he's trying to keep us away from there. I don't know, but also it wasn't like it was guarded or anything. So
I think it's a good idea to ask him about to mention the cave to him and see what he says.
Let's let's hook on to our line and throw out the little bait of the cave.
Okay.
So at some point during dinner, like not overtly, we've been talking for a while, and there's some point maybe where I don't know who wants. Does anyone want to take over cave mentioning duties?
M has the thing. What?
I just have two separate thoughts of something else we can do, so we can finish this conversation first. I just have my hand up so I remember.
Okay. Cool. I can throw it out there. I'll
throw out just a little cave morsel.
Okay.
And so, before that, Robert, are you?
Oh yeah.
Chilling in the smoke salon still, or is there a point when you're coming back in?
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm essentially like, I'd like to imagine that in our lead up, it's like there's probably lots of information that everyone wants to gather, and so Robert's just waiting for a very awkward pause. That'll be like his indication of, okay, we're done, and I can do this thing.
Okay, I love it. I'm just gonna let you tell me when you want to pop back in then. He doesn't seem too concerned about Robert's food growing cold or anything. Great. He seems to almost have completely forgotten about Robert. All right, Constance, what were you going to say?
Wait, I have two things.
Oh, yeah, what's your two things?
Okay, so I would like to find out what is his one reminder of wealth that he keeps on him at all times, because that could be tied to a hypnotism. I'm betting it's the lamp. And then the second one, I would like to understand the dynamic between him and Beatta, because I want to see if one of them actually has power over the other. Like, is she kind of monitoring what he says? Is he seem authoritative? Like, I want to know, there's two of them. They have the same color eyes. What is their connection to each other? I don't understand it. I want to understand it.
Cool. Why don't you just start by rolling me an observation, Katrina, to see what you can gather about that relationship.
Sure. That is not my strong point. But 4 dice, here we go. Do I want to use some cursed dice?
Yeah, use some curse dice.
Yes.
Let's
Some
go ahead
cursed
and use
dice.
2 curse dice. There we go.
Okay,
100 success.
a cursed success. Yeah, with your observation, they have kind of an odd relationship. Neither one of them seems to hold authority over the other. In fact, they seem rather disconnected. It's just an odd pairing. You can't seem to find
Because
anything in
they're-
your small talk of why the owner of the house and the priestess would be so close. Why should be staying in his house? They don't seem to have any romantic connection. They don't seem to have any business connection. They're just kind of both there.
Yeah, their connection is they're both currently hypnotized by a dragon.
Yeah.
That's the connection. They're working under
Yeah.
orders from a big old dragon.
It's a
And he doesn't order
problem.
them to have a relevant social connection. Just orders them to be losers.
Something you can pick up on with your observation is every time something about wealth comes up, she gets a small smile on her face. She kind of bites her bottom lip. She starts fidgeting with her necklace a little more intensely. She seems very thrilled at any topic of wealth.
She's a dragon.
It's
Okay.
weird. Okay.
Yeah, back to you, Constance.
Oh, we're being raided by Ghost Town Society.
Whoa, thank you for the
Hey!
raid.
Let's throw some
Welcome.
hype in
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah, welcome new friends.
Ghost Town Society, we need some advice. If you were at a dinner with 2 people ensorcelled by a dragon who refuse to admit it, but you need to find out whether their magical lantern or their magical amulet is going to stop you from spelunking in a cave and finding the treasure from a dragon at an
I've lost
abandoned
the thread of this
town.
question.
What would you do? What advice do you have for this dinner conversation? What do you ask 2 dragon slaves to make them admit who they are and to allow you to free the town from the dragon's evil clutches? You have one question to ask. What do you ask?
What
Because
a
we need your
loaded
help.
question.
That's a lot of weight for one
do
question.
you understand the question is my
I'm giving
question.
you- I've given you all the context you need. You need to make 2 people ensorcelled by a dragon give you a hint as to how to vanquish the dragon.
Eat the
and save
dinner
them
and
from
Irish
sorcery.
goodbye. Ghost Town Society
That's
is
not gonna
recommending.
help That's
Oh,
incredible.
man.
I actually think that
Fantastic.
maybe that is the plan. So,
All right,
so
so we're
Constance-
mentioning the cave.
Yeah, and
That's-
as
yeah,
soon,
I think we
Okay.
mentioned the cave.
as
Yeah,
soon
I'll
as you
just-
start to speak up, Constance, Beata just stands suddenly. Pardon me. I must take a quick leave. I'm not feeling so well. I'll be heading up to my chambers for just a moment. If you're still eating, I'll be back down in a moment.
Okay,
time.
I'm
Yeah, Robert,
doing
that's the
it.
time.
I'm doing it. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. If we can't, like we mentioned, maybe like a quick prep flashback thing. Not
yeah.
this isn't related to the the sponsorship yet, but
Mhm.
I would say that Robert would have asked Katrina
Mhm.
for an aside and say, you would be able to help treat someone if they were under the effects of poison, right?
Poison.
Yes, I have a few antidotes prepared.
Good.
But
Thank you.
what
No reason.
And
do you think?
he'll show what he got from Horace.
I don't trust that Horace, Robert, and I wouldn't recommend you do. What did he say that
do.
was called?
I do. I don't remember, but I know it's a good poison. And I'm
Uncork
going-
it. Let me take a smell.
All right.
Where in the world did you find Ingram's Bane?
Whoa. Well, Horace. Horace. I'm just saying. I trust him. But good to know. Good to know. And we'll go back into where Robert is. And what Robert's gonna do is the cigar he was smoking, he is gonna dip into like the amount that he's poured into the glass. He's going to put his cloak, he's gonna drape it outside the window, close it on it so it's hanging out and hopefully flapping in the breeze a little bit. And then as he goes up to the door, as she is about to take her leave, he's gonna drink the poison. and then go back in there and be like coughing, be like, oh, I help, please, I can't. And Chase, here are the rules for
Oh no.
for poison. So you're gonna roll.
Well, welcome to
dice.
the stream, Ghost Town Society and friends. You're here right in time to see a man kill himself purely to distract somebody else.
So, like Robert is kind of trying to pass it off, saying that was very strong, and then it's like he'll probably intentionally veer towards Beatta to try to like kind of grab hold of her robes and be like, hey, what's going on? But it's a toxicity 6, so you're gonna roll 6 dice, and I'll be contesting it with my force.
Okay,
Here we go.
here we go.
Oh,
I rolled.
no. Two successes.
Okay. 2 successes is like 22 successes. No,
Great.
2 successes.
If y'all don't mind, I'm gonna use 3 cursed dice.
I refuse.
Sure.
You're not
Use
allowed.
all of them, please.
Did you want to get a free success with your flashback as one of these?
Oh.
I would love to.
Cool.
So,
Okay.
in this case, I picture like that first moment when we were all meeting up with the wolf, and the wolf reveals the identity. Robert is initially like taken aback and thinking, wait, is he about to reveal my connection with him? And then Robert immediately goes to tackle him and goes to fight. And like I would say it's pretty back and forth. But in one moment, Robert thinks he has the upper hand, and it's only because the wolf kind of lulls him into a false sense of security, intending to feign that Robert has like good position. And then Wolf takes him down, takes him out, and has like a sleeper hold on him. And Robert has no choice but to tap out or go completely unconscious. And essentially, what he's gathered from that is the idea that, in moments like this, if you show a little bit of weakness, like Robert here, of this threat of whatever's going on with him, it could be enough of a distraction so that we can get what we need.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, so you come stumbling out. You are not looking so good. Let's go ahead and get your roll out of the way. See if you take
Okay.
any conditions from the poison.
Oh no, I'm using my free push. My free
Okay.
push.
You have one success. You've one
Yeah.
auto
So
success.
as of right now, you're taking 1 physical condition.
Okay.
That's fine.
You are now taking
Oh.
no physical
Oh,
conditions.
thank goodness. Thank goodness.
It was
Okay.
a wait. Did you use cursed dice though?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I
Okay.
did.
So you'll be
So-
forever scarred in the future.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But my rationale behind this is that Robert wouldn't be good at pretending that he was dealing with some problems, so he's going to deal with the problems and hope that he's strong enough to survive.
All right. So you come stumbling out of the room just looking like you're not feeling so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Beatta kind of turns her attention. She looks like she was just striding right for the door. But she turns her attention to you. August kind of stands up. My God, August, what was in your cigars? What's wrong with you, boy? What's wrong?
I don't know. Can you help? You're a holy person. Can you pray for me? Is there anything you could do?
I can try to do something. I'm no doctor, though. One of you was a doctor, correct? You helped our men on the bay?
Yes, I can help him, but please, if you could help me, we need to lay him flat on the ground.
I'll see what I can find in the kitchen that might be helpful.
I
August,
need.
what is going on here? You invite us to your home and then you have cigar. What is wrong? Have you checked the things you buy? You're just accumulating anything you can
I
find.
buy
You
a
do
lot
not
of
look.
cigars. Nothing should be
My-
wrong with any
My
of them.
servant, my man has come out here. He is falling. Go and help. Go and. I'm just gonna make a big. We gotta just make sure everyone stays in this room distracted for a while.
We're
Yeah.
getting raided
Don't
again
look
by
out the
Bright
window, look at me!
Dystopia.
Oh,
Oh,
snap.
Woo, thanks for the raid,
Welcome,
Bright.
Riot. Bright is one of my favorite people. Definitely go and follow the channel. It's so good.
All right. So August is going to just kind of pace around nervously. He doesn't really know what to do.
I think I'm literally just yelling at him the whole time. I want to engage him in an argument with me about whether or not this is his fault.
Okay, so you're just bickering with August.
Looking around because I don't know how this person's going to be entering. But if she's like walking right outside the window, I want him staring at me, arguing. It's just constant like, how do you do this? And I'll name drop every important wealthy person in Sweden I've ever met. Be like, they would never do this. I once hated the and just like get really into it.
Okay, I love it. So you're bickering with August. Beata will kneel down beside Robert, and she pulls out a little cross from her pocket, and she gets down on her knees and holds it in front of her face, and she starts praying.
We just got rated
A
again.
third raid.
Oh
my God,
Guild
Superior. Hello.
Oh
So
my
many
gosh.
new friends.
You've arrived in the middle of an action scene. We have been investigating two people. We think that they've been ensorcelled by a dragon. That doesn't matter. They've invited us to dinner. We're here at dinner. One of our party has deliberately poisoned himself to create a distraction for a strange street urchin of a thief who lives outside, who's going to break in and steal something from one of these ensorcelled dragon people's offices. We're screaming. They're dying. Everything's going on, and you've arrived just in time.
Yes.
I
Let's see
love
what
it.
happens.
All right, now Katrina. So are we assuming that Katrina has some sort of antidote narratively, since we had that
Yes.
flashback to help out as well? And then Constance, you're dipping out.
Yeah,
to the
I know
kitchen,
I
right?
said that poking around the house would be sketch, but I didn't.
This is the
I
time.
vastly
This is the
underestimated
time.
Robert's
We have a ghost
distraction.
in chat.
Whoa, so many
Thank
subs.
you for all
Thank you,
the
thank
love,
you.
guys. Yeah,
Oh
so
my
I am gonna take this opportunity. Now I don't have much time, so I'm not gonna go through
take a
the whole
day.
house exhaustively, but I am slipping out. Yeah.
All right, you know what? So you probably saw that Roland slipped off to the kitchen back this way. So this seems to lead back to the kitchen. So you're going to the kitchen, correct?
Maybe not.
Okay.
Oh man, this is a huge house though. So
I think going through the kitchen is probably the fastest.
oh, I'm
and
okay.
safest
Sorry,
way
I
out.
missed your ping. Where is it? This way?
Right over
the
here.
right.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's the way I'd be exiting then, because I
Yeah,
did say
that
I'm going to
makes-
go into the kitchen.
Okay, excellent.
So
So
I
we
will go
have
into the kitchen.
Galen bickering with August. We have Katrina and Beata tending to Robert. And then let's just have you explore around a little bit, Constance. So you slip off to the kitchen. There are about 4 to 5 kitchen staff, one of them being Roland. They're all just kind of frantically cleaning things up, prepping food, chopping things up, getting them tucked away for other meals. And as soon as you step in, Roland sees you and his face just drops. Can it really be? Is it you, Constance?
Yes. Roland, what
What are you doing out here?
that
Are you looking for me?
I'm sorry. No.
Did you get my letters?
Oh, no.
That is not what I'm
You
doing.
sense our last
Ooh.
connection.
Oh.
She does laugh at first and then realizes he's serious and stops. And no, that is a long and complicated answer that doesn't really have a lot to do with you. I'm just
Is everything okay out there? It sounded like there was some sort of commotion.
oh, it's fine. They'll be fine.
A man is
Right?
dying. Don't worry.
Because this plan was discussed beforehand, right?
Yeah.
Or okay. Yes, although I probably should fetch like I don't know, a wet rag or something at some point.
Whatever's going on in there, Beata's there. She'll a miracle worker. I swear it'll be fine. Is that Galen Forscara out there? Do I hear that you're studying with him, working for him?
Yes, in a manner of speaking.
He's one of the wealthiest men around.
Yes, it's all very exciting.
Is
She'll
it true
grab
that
his
his
arm
wealth
and kind of
rivals that of a
drag him.
king?
She's gonna drag him
Yes.
like this way.
Oh wait, he's all about wealth. He's the dragon. Oh my god! They're everywhere.
As you grab his arm and kind of pull him along, he's gonna pull your hand and like kind of pull you in front of him.
Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes.
Constance, I've missed you.
What are you doing out here? And why? We haven't spoken in what has it been? 5 years? At least 4.
It's been 6. I've been counting down the days.
6 years, 31 days, and 2 hours.
Our son
just finished his first year of school. How could you not know? He was asking where his mother was at his kindergarten graduation.
Roland has been tending to this baby like a seahorse.
He seems like very clingy all of a sudden. He like doesn't seem to care about any frantic thing that you're trying to do. He's standing in front of you, just giving you the warmest smile.
I'm Roland. I am
Roland.
pleased and surprised to see you as well. Are you all right? You seemed like you had seen a ghost or something. I mean, I also wasn't expecting to see you here, so I understand the surprise, but
Connie,
okay?
I haven't stopped thinking about you since you went away.
Oh.
That's nice.
I was surprised to see you. I went looking for it. I heard that you lived in some sort of castle now.
Yes. Well, I work out of it. I'm sort of here and there, and Galen keeps me quite busy with his studies, so we go all over the place.
Don't you remember the times that we used to have?
No.
Yes, perhaps. Maybe we shouldn't talk about this in front of all the kitchen staff. I will sort of continue to try and go out of the kitchen.
Let me put a token on the map.
No, we're gonna pick the dweebiest one.
We're just gonna use an ore boy for now.
Okay.
Oh, he's an ore boy.
Here, follow me, and he'll take your hand. He'll try to lead you somewhere if you follow him.
I guess I don't really even have a guess about where to go in this house, so I guess
This man is going to kill you, skin you, and stuff your skin suit
no.
as a pet to carry with him for the next 6 years.
Is this the beginning of a murder podcast, a true crime podcast?
All right, so through the kitchen as you're passing by, nothing too special. You do see there's a back entrance out of the house. You can see there's a pantry. There's a cold storage built into the house for food. He leads you through a hallway. Nothing super fancy in there. And he leads you over into here where they have a bunch of little cots, trunks. It looks like this is probably where the kitchen staff stays if they're living in a house.
Okay, boring. This is not where I wanted to go.
Tell him that. I
Okay.
bet he'll take you anywhere.
No, actually, he takes me to this area, and he still seems all breathless and I've missed you so much.
Yeah, the fact that you're going with him, he seems thrilled.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Shoot him. You've got your gun.
Shoot him.
Shoot him.
What
Shoot him in
is
the
wrong
heart.
with you guys?
He's the dragon.
He's a stalker who knows where you live.
I'm gonna say, oh, can't we? What am I gonna say? Let's go somewhere where we can be properly alone.
He looks absolutely delighted at that idea.
Don't you remember how we used to sneak around? It was so thrilling and fun.
How could I forget? Listen, the only one who ever uses, I'm not supposed to go there, but it sounds like he's preoccupied at the moment. The library? Follow me. He'll excitedly lead you through the servants' chambers.
I'm putting on the most excited face that I can. I'm just playing along.
Yeah, so he leads you through another hallway here. You can see there's an open door here that looks like it's just a room full of clothes, like an entire room dedicated to it.
Which room? This one?
Right back
the
here.
One
Oh, the
labeled
wardrobe.
I don't know. We're not that excited. Wardrobe. Like a room full of clothes.
You didn't see a wardrobe.
It's strange. Look, you enter, and they're all hanging on small little triangles made of metal.
And you pass through a drawing room, which just looks like a casual place to chat.
Yeah.
And
okay.
yeah, he'll take you here to this door to a library, which is locked. He pulls a key off of the side of his hip, and he'll unlock it, and he'll lead you into a very grand-looking library. Just very nice bookshelves full of different books. And he'll close the door and lock it behind.
Who did you say uses this room? August.
Just August, occasionally Beata, if she gets permission.
And you're not allowed in here.
No, but I have a key. It has to be cleaned sometimes.
She'll give him a mischievous smile.
He goes in for a kiss. He's completely misreading this situation.
No, actually, he's reading it correctly because he's reading it how I want him to read it.
The writing is just a lie.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill. Yes.
He's reading it correctly. It's a fiction novel.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I'll kiss him.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, you know, he's just going for it. He takes a break. I can't tell you how warm my heart is. This job's been awful. I didn't expect to find such a treasure in all of this.
Treasure, dragon.
Why has it been so awful? I mean, August does seem like a bore, but
it's hard to make a living out here anymore. I don't know how you've managed to get a castle. You must have stumbled upon something pretty incredible. You and Galen aren't involved?
No. I don't know what it is about us that seems to be giving that impression, but no, not in any sense of the word other than professionally. And I suppose as colleagues, which is the same thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Why don't we enjoy this room while we're in here? And you pour me a drink of that expensive stuff over there. I assume, Chase, that there's something in here to drink.
Finest bourbon around, just sitting there on the desk ready.
I want him to get away from me for a moment so I can look around without being too weird.
Okay, yeah. What is there anything in particular you're looking for?
I guess just anything. This is a rapid look around for anything that stands out because no one else is allowed in here, so I assume there must be something worth keeping to themselves.
It's a big book called Swedish Dragon Possession and Me.
Yes, it's open. There's a bookmark, some underlined text. Yeah.
A little statue that you can like pull on, and then
secret doors
opens.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking for. Really,
audio log sitting on a table that plays automatically when you hit triangle.
I suppose maybe I would start with if it looks like any books are being read currently. I suppose I would start there if it seems like anything has been used lately.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll me an observation?
Okay.
Or actually, this is probably an investigation.
That is what I would prefer.
Yeah, let's roll it.
Any bonuses from your magnifying glass so you can read those titles quickly?
That's true. Oh, yeah, I just whip out my little magnifying glass as he turns away. Okay, and I'm ignoring conditions because I'm investigating.
Oh, do you have a camera that can be used?
I do have a camera.
Does that give you a bonus of 2? Is that applicable to take a look? Like
a camera used to gain knowledge about a place with learning or investigation. I don't know, Chase, how you feel like that might apply. I feel like he might be weirded out if I just pull out a camera and set it up.
Tell him to pose for you.
So the way that I think the camera makes the most sense to use is if you want to let somebody else roll afterwards. If you snap some pictures,
it can give a bonus to that roll afterwards.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Photograph me like one of your French boys.
Yeah, so I mean, you're looking around.
No, I'm not going to take a photograph, but I'm going to look around.
Yeah, he's fidgeting with something back there. I mean, the drink's taking him a good long time.
Oh, he's roofing you right now.
Oh, I am also going to pay attention to him, whatever he's pouring me.
Okay.
Oh, whew, one success.
One success.
If I need more, I may push this. So,
do you want to put it towards a clue in the room, or do you want to put it towards what he's doing? Or do you want to push to try to get another one?
I will. Oh, I got it. I will use my free success
Mm-hmm.
from Wolf.
Okay.
After the whole tussle with Robert was resolved and that whole thing was figured out, and we discussed our plan, with the poison and everything, Wolf gave us a little demonstration of how to slip poison or something into a drink without being noticed. So I know what that looks like now. And so I'm going to add my free success to observe my friend Roland there to make sure he's not doing that thing that Wolf did.
Excellent. I love it. Okay. So for that success, as you look back at him, he kind of gives you a nervous smile when he notices you're watching him, just preparing the drink. You can see he's got like a pocket knife in his hand, and it definitely doesn't look like he's slipping anything into your drink. There's a very nice metal stopper on top of the bourbon, and it looks like he's cutting at it with the knife and disassembling it.
What?
He's pulling the bands off of it, and he's chopping
He's
it
just
up.
opening it?
No,
like,
the drink's
no.
already open. He's tearing apart the metal topper to the bourbon.
Why
the fuck is he doing that, Chase?
The dead silence, almost like, does he seem like he's trying to be secretive about this?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And then
Look, I'm rereading this dragon info, and it says here, some dragons also like to gather new riches and have more than one treasure hoard. Resourceful individuals may try and steal the dragon's treasure, but they should exercise supreme caution, as the dragon will undoubtedly be nearby and attack any thieves with terrible fury. Moreover, dragons really love to take metal corks apart. They're obsessed with it. They take their little claws and they just dig in and they break them apart, especially if they were on top of bourbon. It's real weird. No one knows why they do it, but hey, we can't argue with a dragon. So it's in the info.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So you take that for what you will. And the clue that you notice upon the room, you also notice as your attention has kind of gotten drawn to Roland, that on the table by that bottle of bourbon, you do see that there is a book that looks more like a journal than an actual book. Also something that you would catch just kind of scanning through the books, you do recognize one title that you saw in your own library back at the castle, which is Myths and Folk Tales of Smolandia.
Okay. And is that like a strange book for a normal person to have, or
it is a rare book. It's not like it talks about the supernatural, and by your studies you guys picked up on earlier, it was kind of accurate in some regards, but there are more copies. It's not magical or anything like that.
Okay. And then the other thing was a journal that was like on the table.
On the table by the bourbon that he's messing with.
Small enough to maybe swipe and conceal, or
definitely.
Big?
It's a pretty small looking journal.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do that. Is it in his field of observation currently? I know you said it's new.
It is right now, but he seems to have finished fidgeting with whatever he's doing, and he slips the knife and bits of that topper. You can see him slip them into his pocket, and then he turns around with a big smile and two nice crystal glasses of bourbon.
Okay.
Sorry, the topper was a bit difficult.
Okay. I'm ready for a scene break. If I kind of want to collect my thoughts for a minute, so you can jump back over them.
We can cut back to the scene when he's got a bullet.
When he's when he's he's right about to murder me, and I shoot him. Yeah, we'll cut back there.
All right, yeah. So, Robert, you had a pretty legitimately painful episode. That poison was potent. It was not a good time. It acted quickly. Katrina slipped you some antidote. Beata didn't seem to notice. She was full, clenched, closed eyes, praying her heart out for you as Galen and August were bickering, and the antidote acts pretty quickly as well, and you feel okay.
Chase.
Yes.
Beata looked like she needed to like get away for a minute, but then she like recovered. Do I notice anything weird about her, like her form shifting a little bit, or opens her eyes and they're slitted and dragony? I don't know, just thoughts.
Roll an observation.
Yes, thank you, sir.
with 3 successes, you notice giant leathery wings.
Oh, observation is not my strong suit, but let's go. Damn it.
Okay, I'm
You
too
can
busy
push?
treating.
It's a free push.
It's a
Unless you've
free
already used your
push.
free
Let's do
push.
it. Observation, free push. How many dice we got going on right now? Let's take a look at the
3
stream.
blessed, 4 cursed.
I'll take 2 cursed. I'm gonna free push.
Take 3 blessed.
You think I should take 3 blessed?
Why not? We always have so
Yeah,
many. If you
All
take
right,
them,
3
people refill
blessed.
it.
Here we go. Rolling. 1 success.
Okay. Yeah, so as you're watching her, as she clenches her eyes closed, you can also see her hand on the cross. Her finger is fidgeting and twitchy, and you can see her muscles tensing and quivering as well. You've seen a similar type of reaction to people who are suffering from withdrawals.
Oh, interesting.
All right, what are you guys doing in here as Robert starts to feel better?
Well, do we know? Well, surely we can't really see if our distraction worked, right? Because otherwise we'd be able to see her and they'd be able to see her. Like,
And you did give a signal out the window there,
gave the
correct,
signal.
Robert?
Right, my cloak
think we
was
just-
flapping in the breeze out the
Yeah.
window.
I think we just got to trust that. Are we okay? Constance is not back, so I can't be like, let's call an end to this and go home, because that'll draw attention to the fact that she's not here. So knowing that, but Robert's kind of getting better. Can I draw us to a new room? Can I
Sure.
be like,
Just
August,
don't go to the library.
yeah, I don't know that yet. But I do know there's a big drawing room in the other end. August, please, is there somewhere more comfortable for my servant to sit? He seems to be recovering. Maybe I was too harsh on you as to this being something terrible. But you see, I'm an old man. I worry. I've lost many people in my life. And
I
is there somewhere
understand.
comfortable we can draw? I
Let
saw
us-
maybe through the window there was a drawing room.
Yes, let us retire to the drawing room, please.
Let's all move there. And in the transition of this, you will not notice that one of us has gone missing. Here we are. Let us head to the drawing room.
Boy, can you stand on your own, or do you need assistance?
Oh, I think I might need at least 3 people.
Please, August, come
that-
with me. You and I seem like
Yeah.
strong, capable men. We shall endeavor to lift. And if it does not seem like something you would like, remember, friendship such as this is a treasure, so you can add it to your hoard.
He looked like he was maybe about to call for swine or someone strong. but
We
then
do
as
not
you-
need swine in here,
As you
please.
mentioned that he seems strong, he seems to have kind of a rising pride.
What can
and-
you bench, August?
and
Give
he'll
me
help
your
you.
one rep personal best.
And he'll help you lift Robert up and move you all
Yeah,
over
just-
to the drawing room.
To the drawing room.
As you guys are crossing the hallway here, Beata looks up the stairs eagerly. I'm still not feeling quite so well myself. I apologize. I must retire to my room. It's in God's hands now. I have said everything to the dear Lord that I can to help this boy get better. And he does seem to be improving.
But
Keep his healing in your souls and hearts and see the Lord's work.
Beata, please, I know you have something you need to do, but I hate to ask. We are your guests here, however. I have a very important question to ask you. If you would just allow me to put Robert here in the drawing room, please, just one more moment of your time. I know it is unorthodox, perhaps, but there is something of vast importance to do with this demon of the lake that you mentioned earlier.
Roll and manipulate.
Rolling and manipulate. Too bad.
Also, Robert,
manipulate
you roll me a
is
vigilance.
Nothing.
And Katrina.
Okay.
Both of you can roll me a vigilance here.
Great.
Aha. Now,
There we
One
go.
success on 2 dice.
I mean, Robert, I imagine you're waiting to see if something's going to happen for the distraction you caused. You do hear the very slightest creak of footsteps on the upper floor.
yeah, see, this is
Oh.
my thought. This is why I definitely don't want to go
Hmm.
upstairs. I'm pretty sure this is what we cause the distraction for.
Okay.
How many bonus dice do we have? Kurt?
We have 3 blessed. I think we should use the. Did we get 3 more blessed? We did
Yeah,
get
they
3
got
more
refilled.
blessed. Yeah, we got 3 blessed,
Told you.
4 cursed.
Can I use all 7?
Go
Is
for
that
it.
allowed?
Snap.
Yep.
All right, I'm using all of them because my manipulation
Let's hope.
is
Let's hope I don't
-1.
get murdered later because I don't have any bonus dice.
Is there a way I could make this? You know what? No, I think there is. I would like to flashback for a second here. And I'm going to say, when the wolf arrived, he says this. I don't know why you made me fight Robert. It seemed strange, but he has been pacified. And yes, but look, the real reason I came here is because you asked me a favor last time we talked, which was to seek out what these revival meetings are about. And I cannot give you many details, but I was at a revival meeting, not last night. And one thing that Beatta is obsessed with is the creature of the lake, this strange Luciferian creature that she believes has defeated and buried in the lake. But she is very, very interested in the heat. The heat of she mentions the bubbling of the lake, the heat from the caves, the warmth of the lake. She is intrigued by this. It means something to her. I don't know what, but she mentions it in her surnames. People ask her about it. She engages with these people over the heat of the lake. I don't know what it is, but if you have questions and you need to distract her, perhaps stop her from walking up a staircase halfway through a different distraction, mention the heat of the lake, and she will go with you. And now I shall disappear, but not before a conversation with Katrina I will have right now. But that's for a later flashback.
Of course. Of
I love
course.
it.
And so, remembering that this is something that she's obsessed with, she mentions in her sermons. I would just like to say, but I know it is an imposition before you leave, but I have been here before. We were here last night to help, and there's something I read in a book. And I would like to confer with you on it. Something about the lake. I don't know if you've noticed there is like a bubbling, a heat, a boiling on the surface of the lake. And it reminds me of something incredibly important and tantalizing that I do know about this, that I would like to discuss with you here in the drawing room. And I'm going to use that to add 1 success to my manipulation roll.
Okay, I love it. Yeah.
Do I need more than 1 success? Do I need to roll?
Nope, you sure don't.
Straight check. Well, then I haven't used all 7 dice.
Okay,
They're
yeah.
just still in the pool, and I don't roll. I just get a success.
Hey, Katie, can we get a quick Control Z on those dice?
Control Z, Katie. You got to keep up with my flashbacks.
Excellent. Katrina, I mean, you've already kind of picked up on the twitchiness. She seems like every muscle in her body is rejecting this request, but she takes a deep sigh. Very well, but I really am not feeling well, and I prefer to not have any of you witness me be ill. So let's please make it quick.
Yes, of course. And then I very, very slowly continue to carry Robert into the drawing room.
Okay.
Like I take my time. I go, oh, I was too hasty. I am not strong enough for this. And I Katrina, you also help me up, and I'll then help Robert up, and Robert. It's a whole line. And I just want to really, really draw it out.
Okay, excellent. And I mean, with this big show, Constance, you hear the ruckus moving over to the drawing room. Roland is now romantically approaching you.
Does he seem to hear the ruckus?
He is just focused on you, just doe eyes. He kind of holds the bourbon glasses back, expecting a kiss before he hands one over, trying to be playful.
His lips look like the doorway from the hallway into the kitchen.
I would enjoy that, Bill.
I can't believe you found a way to call that back.
Okay. I'll where did he put that weird murdered bottle cap thing?
In his pocket. You saw him slip it with the knife in his pocket. And the knife was a foldable knife, so the knife is folded in his pocket. It's not like he sheathed the knife. Just a little pocket knife.
Okay. All right, I'll kiss him, and I'll get a little handsy so I can reach into his pocket.
Okay.
Whoa.
I think that. So you're trying to not have him notice, I imagine, right?
Yes, that's my first choice. And then if he does, then I'm just going to play it off like I was just filling him up, and then I just noticed the thing in his pocket, and then I'll just ask him like, "What is this?" Like, so I feel like that plan A is just like, I don't want him to notice. Plan B would be just innocent, like, what is this weird thing that you've crafted?
What have you got in your pocket?
Yes.
You're just happy to see me? Or is
Yes,
that a murdered
exactly. You
popper
put a
in your
murdered
pocket?
bottle cap in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
So typically, pickpocketing would be a stealth, but in this case, I will let you use manipulate if you would like.
I would.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay. Wow, I'm so stressed out right now. We have so many dice still because Bill didn't end up
I didn't
using
need
a
'em.
bunch. All right.
Use them all. This is what you do. Say that you're going to use them, then take a long pause. Right? That'll
And then
annoy
don't
Katie,
use
but
them.
also people will refill them in the chat, and then you have twice as many.
That's a good strategy. I'm
I'm
going to go
definitely
ahead.
using them.
I'm going to use 4 cursed dice.
Okay. I got a lot of cursed energy to start spreading around.
Yeah, this feels like a cursed kind of roll, though, you know? This whole situation is a bit cursed. Oof. Okay, 1 success? Do I need more?
Nope, that's
Okay.
good enough.
Okay.
I mean, you can feel in his pocket that there is murdered bits of metal bottle topper, and also the pocket knife. With 1 success, I'll let you grab one of them.
So the bits of bottle cap they're just like broken up pieces. He didn't like
Well,
make
I mean,
them into anything.
you'd have to pull them out to give them a look.
I see. Okay. Oh man. You know what? Okay, I'm changing I'm gonna pull the pieces of bottle cap out.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
I
I'm just gonna ask him.
Okay, so you're like playing like, what's this? And
Yeah, like I'll like stop and I'll kind of push him away for just a second and just like look confused, like.
so as you pull them out, there's just a bunch of broken, bent pieces of metal, but one really stands out. One looks like this was kind of a jeweled metal topper with little gems around the edges of it. It looks like he has pried some of the metal, fashioned it into a band shape, and whittled one of the gems into the center.
Oh
of it.
no!
Oh, it's for you.
He made you a jeweler.
My thought, my brain went from, oh, he's just a thief, that's
Yeah,
okay, to, oh no.
He's
Oh,
gonna
no.
propose to you.
Much worse
Constance,
than a
This
thief.
is much worse than
I
being
may
a
be just a thief, but you've stolen my heart. And I would love to spend the rest of my life with you and our 6-year-old child.
So you're
Roland Jr.
You're
Oh,
calling this out,
gosh.
correct?
I said it before
Yeah.
So I can't, no take backsies now.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
He looks a little bit embarrassed. I was trying to build up to something a little bit more romantic, but I guess since you stumbled upon that, and he'll drop down on a knee. Constance, I can't let this opportunity get away from me again. The mere fact that we cross paths out here, you're so far away from the riches that you've inherited, and I'm just out here. What are the odds? That's fate. Constance, nothing would make me happier in the world than if you would be my wife.
You know what? I'm taking it back. I'm Team Roland now.
I'm regretting not taking the knife.
I'm a Conlon shipper.
He looks so nervous and just tense.
Marry him. It's too cringe not to.
Yeah,
Listen,
you got to marry him now.
I propose we go to break on that.
She
I
said
propose
propose.
we
She
leave
said propose.
Roland. I propose we leave Roland
She
hanging
needs time to
on
think. Don't give it to her.
Constance's answer.
All right, why don't we go? Let's we're gonna take a quick break, everybody. We're a little bit late on our break tonight. We'll take a quick 10-minute. We'll shoot to be back at like 9:55 Mountain Time. You know, sometimes you got to think about a proposal. This isn't something you can do in real life, by the way. I wouldn't recommend it anyways.
Let me just take a break, a 10-minute break here. Let me think about this.
If you want to marry the person, I wouldn't recommend taking a 10-minute break. Anyways, so we'll be back in just a bit, folks. Stick around. All right. Welcome back, everybody. We just ended on a proposal that is probably going to be really cringe, but we'll find out in a minute. For now, we're going to cut back to the drawing room with Galen, Katrina, Robert, Beatta, and August. So August and Galen help Robert into the drawing room. Are you just sitting down in a chair, Galen?
Yeah, just chuck him on a chair.
Excellent. All right, what are you guys doing?
Well, I need to justify my distraction of Beatta, right? Because this whole thing is just to stop her leaving, because we think someone's in her room stealing from her right this moment. I've enticed her down with talk of hot lake water. And so I think I'd like to just try and sit her in the corner and just, I suppose we can play it through if there is any relevant information, but it's essentially me sitting down saying, Beatta, I do appreciate you sitting down with me. I know you have some things to attend to, but I am so curious. You yourself know this. The lake, sometimes it boils, it bubbles. There is a strange fire here. But if you look, I have these notes from an esteemed colleague of mine, Minutus, the librarian, who has investigated the area himself and found these strange crustaceans that live by the side of the lake. And I tied this in, and I think this would be very important. There is an old tale of this area, something strange. Oh, actually, you know what? Just because it's a mechanic I've never used, can I make a learning roll to establish something that is factually true about the area?
Yeah, for sure.
Why not? Like, there's no one use for it, but let's do it. Let's make a quick learning roll. This is my talent as a investigator, or as an academic. I have the erudite talent where I can establish
That's such a fun one
about places and phenomena in the game, right? So I can do this, and now it will be canonically true. So I make a learning roll. I roll my 8 dice. I get 2 successes, so I'm pretty chill.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I say
you're
to
good.
her, I know you know that years ago there was a great beast that was defeated and pushed back into the lake itself. But there is something else. People from that point, there have been reports of boiling lake water, of fire, but also of strange lights that people have seen throughout. You know what? What if I just say something that makes the dragon canon? People have seen strange lights and fires in the air above them, flying as if some large creature was producing this light above them. Some say it was just the northern lights come further south for a holiday, but other people said it could be something that lives in the lake, that has left the lake. I don't know, nor do I know where my voice went. I'm slowly turning into the wolf. I am here down in the wolf town. My voice has dropped and become slightly strange, like the wolf. What do you think?
August is just pacing nervously. Beatta nods along as if all of this is just obvious and factual. As I've already said, there's a great beast that's kept under the lake here. He's not escaped, but he could someday, and I can see that his influences upon the skies and his illusions, his temptations, they're getting stronger. Perhaps as an effect of the lake lowering, or perhaps the lake is lowering as an effect of the sin of those around us who have not found God.
Yes.
But that is why I preach here.
But did you know, Beatta, and you too, August, that I think there is opportunity here? Because the beast was defeated very long ago. Where did my voice go? How did Galen sound? Well, you know, the beast was defeated long ago, but what you may not know is it holds a great treasure. Yes. May I know how much you enjoy treasure? Maybe this has lured you in, and I have a plan to steal that treasure. We'll see how they react.
So Beatta looks intrigued. August just kind of shakes his head and Sounds like a bunch of nonsense to me. There's not going to be any treasure with a devil buried in the ground.
Oh, you think it's a bunch of nonsense, do you? There it is. It's kind of like a bad Schwarzenegger mixed with a bad Herzog. Oh, okay. So the treasure is buried in the ground, yes, but it is accessible through a secret cave. Maybe you do not know about this, but we in our investigations, we have uncovered such a cave.
I wouldn't go messing with caves around this area.
Ah, but that is because you are you are locked in your little area here. No, the cave. If you go there, if you muster up some courage, you will see that there is great bounty to be found in the cave. I myself a man of means. I do not wish to brag, but I am quite well off. But as you know, there is always more to be obtained, and I know where we can obtain it.
Beata, her eyes kind of brighten. She seems pretty intrigued by this idea. You think you have an idea for one of these caves, maybe?
Yes. I'll tell you what, we could go now. How about you take your lantern from the other room and we
This
use
is
it to light
absolute
our way?
foolishness, Beata.
No,
you are
it is
not
a great
going
idea.
You are not to go searching for caves in this area. Me and my brother used to play around them when we were young, and they are dangerous. They are treacherous, and it has only gotten worse with the heat and the water levels. It is an absolute foolish errand to go seeking treasure in the ground.
Perhaps you can explain to me why the children can play in these caves and yet adults cannot explore them.
Because children are foolish and want to get themselves killed. Adults are wiser and know when to avoid unnecessary and dumbfounded misfortune. Why doesn't everybody make a vigilance roll?
Vigilance.
Ooh.
Can we add the dog? Is the dog outside?
Sure. Yeah, you can add the dog.
No, I don't think we brought the dog. I think canonically
I have the dog definitely outside. I don't know if that would count.
Yeah, it would. It would absolutely be
Roll.
applicable right now.
I don't need it.
It's
So I got 2
concerning.
successes.
Whoa, nice.
If only I could remember how my character voice sounded, I'd be sweet.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. Should I push that? I'm kind of tempted to push that. Did anyone else succeed?
I got 2
Galen
successes.
did.
Okay, we're good then.
I'm the most successful man in the world.
Yes, you
All
really are.
August looks pretty agitated and like he's just shaking his head at the ground, going off on his rant. Beata is almost like daydreaming, just looking up, kind of excited by this idea. Galen, you can't help but notice that there's a soft thud outside the window. And you notice somebody drop into some hedges down by the window with a kind of a thin, long lockbox under their arm. Looks panicked in the window, looks like a feminine face. And then they just go running away from the ironworks.
All right, so we don't need to keep her here any longer. So if she makes another move to leave to go to her office, I'm fine to let her go.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Oh, do we need to cut back to the proposal? Is
Let's
it time?
do it. Let's cut
I feel
back.
like
No?
it's time.
No,
I
it's
think it's
no.
time.
I
We're
want to
ready
know
to
what
leave.
else you guys are doing in the drawing room.
No, we're off.
Constance,
We're heading home.
You would make me the happiest man in the world if you would be my wife.
Roland,
I know
Are you
it's sudden. I know I didn't want to drop it on you so suddenly, but what was I supposed to do if you found a ring in my pocket? I'm certain, Constance. Take me away to live with you in your castle. It sounds like something out of a fairy tale.
I've got a play for
guy. Oh gosh. Okay. Roland, it all sounds so wonderful, but well, you see, I'm already married.
His face drops.
It's not like that.
He steps up and kind of takes a step back. You're already married.
It's We are separated. He was a horrible man, and I don't see him anymore, and I don't at all wish to be married to him. But
he perks up again. I have studied legal work. It was something I was trying to get into before I started doing this. I can help. I can help you get away from it.
Did my man just pull I was a lawyer before I waited tables?
No, he probably was studying for the LSAT, failed. But
Continue.
he
He just
studied
pulled
law.
a Nick Miller. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, did you really? That's so...
Also, you don't have to fear anything. You're there with an officer of the military, did I see? You'll be safe. I can take better care of you.
I don't doubt that at all.
Is he the one who owns the castle? Oh, I bet we can get the castle out of this.
No.
I'm almost certain of it.
No, I own the castle. Thank you very much. That I managed to keep his grubby paws off of that, at least.
That's good.
But you see, that's why I have to keep traveling so often, because he's never very far behind me, and he's a very vengeful man.
It doesn't scare me. I can travel with you. You sound like you're well off enough. I wouldn't have to work. I could just travel with you on the road.
Is this guy a gold digger now? What is happening?
He's a dragon. He loves treasure.
That's, we haven't disproved that yet, Galen. I'm starting to come more around to your theory. But listen, Galen,
My name's
just
not
need some-
Galen.
I'm not Galen. You are not Galen.
Oh no!
He knows I'm the husband.
Yes, he's never far behind me. In fact, he's just in the other room.
Oh no!
There.
No, Roland, this is all so much, and I'm so happy you asked me, but please, I just need some time to think about it. Not you, not us, but just everything else. It's all so complicated, you understand, and I've been alone for so long because it's been so treacherous, and well, I just need to figure out that part before I'm able to confidently give you an answer. Is that all right?
Of course. And if you need time to think about it, you don't have to be alone tonight. I bet you I could get you Beatta's room for the evening.
Does she not sleep in her room?
She does, but she has a strange schedule. I could pull some strings.
A strange schedule? Is she out all night or something?
Yes, you could say she's still in the house. She's in August's room quite frequently, but August is not in his room. Strange sleep schedules, these two.
Oh, where does August go?
Well, he sleeps in Swine's house. It's Swine, you see, he sleeps in the barracks for the Ore Boys. The Ore Boys are kicked out, and they have to stay in
Boats on the lake.
on boats on the lake. And then the people with the boats on the lake, they sleep under the lake, and the dragon who's under the lake, he comes out and he flies over in the sky.
I'm just asking because I don't want to get you in trouble. I would hate for us to run into August while he's about the house or something.
I know it sounds strange, but I've never seen August sleep. I don't see him in his room. Beatta's caught onto it. I think she may sleep in his room, though we hear her awake in the middle of the night. I don't know what she's doing, but...
The house of freaks.
Right.
Well, I'm saying I could safely get you a room to stay in, and perhaps I could join you for the evening.
Okay, I have to think about this from Constance's perspective for a second.
Back to the drawing room.
No, I'm outlining my thought here.
Okay.
Constance doesn't know what the thief found in, and I guess none of us know what specifically she found, but Constance doesn't necessarily know what you guys have been doing in the drawing room or that any of that was successful or not. And she sees an opportunity to be in Beatta's room.
Mhm.
I feel like she's gonna say yes, even though it's very creepy. But
Gotta do what you gotta do, girl.
yeah,
Get that
I feel
hustle.
like I feel like she's gonna say yeah. Okay, so she'll say, "All right, Roland, but I need to. I've been gone too long already. I need to check in with Galen, and the rest of my group will be wondering where I am. And I don't want to get you in trouble. You should be working still. So why don't I find you before I leave, and I'll let you know if I'm going to be able to stay here tonight. Or I suppose you would be the one making sure of that, but I'll try and slip away from my group at the end of the evening is all I'm saying. There's no guarantees, but I'll do my best."
I'll have it ready. The other kitchen staff, they respect me. I'll get them in on it. But you're right. I've been gone too long, and we're not even supposed to be here. So we should leave the library and get back to what we were doing.
Yes, and I think I heard them in the drawing room, so we should be quiet about it.
Absolutely.
All right.
He'll take your hand and kind of start trying to lead you to the door.
I grabbed the journal, right? I just want to make sure. Did I do that?
I don't think you did.
Oh,
you,
shoot,
you
I
grabbed
didn't.
the bottle
Okay.
topper out of his
Okay,
pocket.
that's true. Can I slightly retcon and try and grab the journal while we're making out?
Yeah,
and
you want
stuff?
to? Yeah. I like it. How many sixes you get? Yeah. Give me one more. Either a stealth or you can do a manipulate.
I am going to manipulate here. We've got tons of dice. I'm going to use.
Was this like a stealing one last kiss?
3
/ steal
blessed
the
dice.
journal? Really?
Yeah.
You really look
yeah.
ready to punch him. One last kiss.
It'll be like that, that quick one last kiss for the road kind of thing. One success.
There you go.
All right.
One last kiss and a swipe of the
Journal
journal. You
swiped.
got it.
And then I guess we go out into the hallway.
Yeah. He'll quietly let you out there. And I think there's enough commotion out here. I'm not going to make you guys roll stealths. He'll quietly close the door and lock it. This room to the door, this is mostly closed. It's cracked a bit, but
okay.
All the
Then
attention seems to be on Galen at the moment.
I'm going to slip this way with him. So I'm like coming from this direction as I enter the door. And
okay.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Mhm.
Tori, when Constance is taking Roland's clothes off later, you should steal that key.
I thought about the key too. I wasn't sure if we would want it or not. So
that one is clipped around his belt on like a key ring. So
for now.
Yeah. That one's tougher to get off.
Unless his
Bad
pants
phrasing.
are not being worn.
True.
An unattended object.
Very true indeed.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are in the middle of this heated discussion and Constance comes walking in.
I'm only going to draw attention to myself if they are paying attention to me. Otherwise, I'm just going to slip in quietly.
I mean, Galen,
August-
Katrina, and Robert, you guys probably see her walk in. I think the other two are focused on you at the moment.
August, I understand you do not have the stomach to try and do these things. That's fine.
It has nothing to do about stomach, Mr. Forscara. And
You're
I
a
believe
wealthy
this
man,
dinner
and
has
wealth
come to an
requires it.
end.
Yes, I think so too. I think perhaps maybe we should take our leave. It was a wonderful evening of hospitality, of poisoning my servants, and of denigrating my sense of adventure. But please, it was lovely to meet you.
Make sure you see yourself off the ironworks entirely, please.
Yes,
And
we
give
will
my
leave.
regards to my damned useless brother.
I will give your regards to
He
the
goes
more
storming off.
adventurous brother. Oh, you storm off!
If I don't hear this front door slammed within 2 minutes, I'm calling for my foreman.
Oh,
That
slam
will
your door.
be unnecessary. Beatta, are we still welcome to the services later?
Oh, yes.
Yes, and in fact, I have something to show you. I find your proposal intriguing, but August is not joking, and you don't want to tiffle with his foreman. So I suggest that you all probably leave for now. I'll see you at the revival meeting. I will tell August that I personally invited you again.
We will
He
see you there.
doesn't contest me on religious matters such as that.
Stay safe.
I'm going to bring something to show you.
It's in a long lockbox that I have in my room.
I look forward to our
What?
meeting.
Yes, go on then.
We leave. I think, right? We're done?
Yeah,
Are we good?
I'm not about to.
Dearest, what took you so long in the kitchen? Did you find anything of use?
I'm sorry. I was looking around for some. By the time I got everything together, cold rag and all that, you were all cleared out of the dining room entirely. So I just got a little lost on my way to the drawing room. I apologize for my delay. I am sorry to see.
Fair enough. It's time to leave the house.
Yes, of course, of course.
All right, she'll kind of escort you guys to the front door, and then she doesn't walk you all the way to the front door. She immediately goes beelining it straight up the stairs.
Okay.
let's get out of
eyeball
here.
her.
Wait.
Swine opens the door,
Ah,
arms folded.
What do you want? No, we're out. You missed your chance.
no, I was gonna try and powwow with you guys before we left the house. That's all.
I think
Once
it's a- I
Beata
think it's
left
a-
us in the
I think
hallway.
it's a post-departure powwow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll slam the door extra hard. Make sure he hears us.
Twice, then open it and slam it again.
Swine just kind of looms behind all of you, stomping behind you to make sure that you're getting off the property.
Yeah, I think we just leave.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we have a plan to meet up with Civ? Or was it just like make a distraction? I'm going to steal something and never see you again.
I have no plan.
well,
I'm just gonna let her take stuff.
Honor
I
among
want to know what you
thieves.
took.
I'll go track her down with the dog if you tell me about it.
Oh yeah, because you've still got her old coat.
Yeah.
Easy to track when you have an old coat.
Yeah.
You got a coat that smells like Civ.
Right.
I got a coat that smells like Civ.
Yeah.
We got a Civ
Yeah.
coat.
A Civ coat.
Yeah. That old coat.
So
I
Chase,
think Galen's the one who actually even saw her tail out of there, though, right?
that's why I said if Galen tells me, I'll do it.
Well, of course. As we leave, I go, I don't wish to be too circumspect, but it looked like our plan worked. She has left with the girl has taken the thing and she has gone. Do you know, Robert, did you organize a time to meet up with her?
No,
I didn't
no,
check
no.
to check earlier.
I
No, we
only
just-
thought about the distraction.
She just
does it.
saw something and she has left and we will never know what it is.
Perfect. It's
If only there was some kind of animal that could track someone based on how they
Odin!
smell. There is no use praying to your pagan gods now. We must think of who could track down this girl.
Galen, you named the dog.
I did not name the dog. I named the horse.
What did you name the horse?
Mumble. It's a
Stupid
my character
name for a
sheet.
stupid animal. All right, Odin, let's go. You have this coat, Robert.
Yeah. Here you go.
In that case,
I even washed it for you.
All right, this is a vigilance roll, I believe, to track. I think that's what we
and
established.
I
so.
actually have written down here, Chase. I have advantage to vigilance with dog.
Oh.
Oh,
That was my thing that I
was your
prepared
advantage.
this session.
Excellent.
Is that another
mystery.
bonus of 2?
Yes,
the
it
dog,
is a bonus
and then
of
the
2.
dog itself is like a bonus
It's a
of 3 or something?
3. Yeah.
Oh, it's a bonus of 5. Beautiful.
Dang.
Hey, I'll let you borrow my binoculars. Katrina.
Oh,
Keep an
wonderful.
eye out. Keep
How
an eye out
many
for the girl.
bonuses
That's
is
another
that?
bonus.
It's 2, and you can use vigilance from a distance.
Okay,
That's a
Chase.
bonus of
All
7.
right.
That gives me a bonus of 7. I only normally have a total of 3 dice. So we're sitting at 10. Do we want to use any blessed or cursed dice here?
All of them.
We have them, so might as well use some. Maybe
can't-
use
Are
some
they
of the
going
blessed
to roll
dice.
over to next session?
Yeah, they roll
Oh,
for
we
the
have
next session.
so many cursed dice. We have
Oh, yeah? How many?
7
Keep
and
getting
7
refilled.
cursed dice and 4 blessed.
I don't want to curse this girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
You're
just
gonna
go
end
with
up
the
getting
blessed.
married if you curse this girl. So just
All right, you know what? I'm going to use 3 and bring our bonus to a 10 for a total of 13 dice.
Wow.
Let's see it. Let's see it work.
no successes.
2 successes.
2 successes is
Okay,
exactly
okay.
what you needed because
Oh,
it's
yes.
tricky. All right. So you've got binoculars, you've got a dog, you've got a coat. You're on a trail.
Mhm.
I mean, the trail is leading out of here, right?
Mhm.
And she had a good head start. So let's go to a scene where you guys are, I mean, you're pursuing at the moment, trying to track where she went. Any conversations or anything you guys want to have as you're out looking for? It is currently dark. It's leading you away from the lake up to the northeast.
Can I just say, Galen's too old for this jog, and he went home.
Yeah.
He's off at Alfred's house.
Okay.
He's at Sad Boy's house.
Mm,
Everybody else going on the hunt?
yeah, and once
Oh,
Galen
yeah.
leaves, also excuse my actual IRL dog barking. It's just
Immersion.
ambiance, yeah. As after Galen leaves, Constance is like between gasping breaths as we're rushing along, telling everyone what she found in the library. She's gonna leave out the proposal.
Does she leave out lips in general?
She's going to say that she knew one of the kitchen staff from her past life and that he was still friendly and took her to the library where she found this journal. She shows them the journal. I haven't had a chance to
Oh,
look
we
at
should
it
have
yet,
given that
but-
to Galen to study
Yeah, I was
while
gonna
we were
say, should you
gone.
have given that to me?
Okay, fine. I'll give it to Galen before he leaves.
Yeah, and you're just
you
telling
run
us
after
the
journal.
story.
Yes. Yes.
I will study this
Right.
journal for any interesting tidbits.
And then
Perfect.
also he told me about the sleeping habits or lack thereof, and I'll describe what he said about the weird sleeping arrangements.
Interesting. Okay.
And then this part definitely happens after Galen leaves. I will sort of tactfully explain that I have been invited to spend the night in Beata's room if I should like to.
What a PG description. Well done.
Man,
So
that's hard.
yeah.
Katrina will leave that decision up to you, but mention that it sounds like it could be dangerous.
Yeah, we're not the most welcome there anymore.
Well, I think the idea is that I wouldn't be seen by August, but yes, I understand your concern. Perhaps we should just meet up with your contact and see what she found in there before I put myself in unnecessary danger.
Right.
Excellent. All right. Galen, you have a journal now. Did you want to study that tonight while they pursue the thief?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. I will be reading the journal and finding out anything I can that is interesting in this journal.
I mean, you took yourself out of the scene, which gives you time to study it. There's not really a check that needs to happen here because it's just a journal,
There's a
not
book.
any kind of
Just
not
read a
kind of
book.
any big intellectual stuff here. So notably, this journal is pretty mundane. It is August, or definitely August's journal. He talks about his brother a lot. He talks about his day to day. He talks about love interests that he has, none of them of which you've met. Beata never comes up in this journal. These entries are all from quite a long time ago. They're from like 5 to 6 years ago.
Okay.
He sounds like an absolute sweetheart.
Aw.
From the perspective he writes in, he loves his brother. He loves the people he works with, even though they don't make a good living.
So this is a good first point of call, that like when someone says my brother has changed dramatically, sometimes you're like, no, he hasn't. You're just being a freak. Or maybe the previous like life was the lie and he's revealed his true self. This is an indication that, yeah, he has changed.
Yeah, this doesn't sound like it's written from the perspective of the person that you just met. Notably here, and I have this to share, the last entry in the journal is labeled on June 23rd from 5 years ago. That's the last entry in the journal.
Okay.
And I will show that with all of you here, if I can remember how.
I
There
believe
we
in
go.
you.
Thank you. I haven't shared one of these in a minute. It's been a couple weeks. Okay, there we go.
Ooh. I'll try and read it as written rather than jumping to the easier to read one. So we'll get the
I like
joy
it.
of that. June 23rd. I've done it at last. I made it. I never thought I'd find the cave again, but now my knapsack is bursting with glittering gold, more than enough to realize our dream of an ironworks by the shore of Lake Heron. The ore is right there, waiting for us. Our dream, mine and Alfred's, my dear brother. That's the rest of the word brother, by the way, everybody. Just sort of keeps going. How many times over the years have we sought the hidden crevice, hoping to find our way back to the cave in the woods on the other side of Heron, where we as boys found the resting beast? Why did I find it this time? It must have been God's providence. The Lord showed me the way when I needed it the most. The merciful also saved me from the beast's wrath. Or are you a wrath group? Do you love wrath over wrath? I'm going to say wrath. The foul serpent writhed in his sleep, but it did not wake. It didn't see me steal his coins. It didn't even notice me lighting my lantern from his fiery breath. That one just ends. I have stolen the beast's gold and taken his fire. I may be a thief, but stealing from a demon of hell is surely a service to the Lord. Everything will be different now. All of Smalandia shall know the name Herenstam. But Alfred must never know what I have done. Well, I guess it must be a hag then.
That
Did you
confirms
guys
it.
notice that the merciful is capitalized?
I'm assuming that's God.
Yeah,
Maybe.
probably.
I think the merciful is God.
Yeah, the
What if
merciful
the
also
merciful's
saved me from
Beatta?
this.
It could be, but she's a loser.
What a loser.
All
So
right.
that's it. So we've got some dragon confirmation. We know what he did. We know what's been done. And it's corrupted him. He's become corrupted by dragonfire. What a good journal. What a good find. I love, when you know what makes you feel real good? You know when like you've already done something, but then you find a piece in the game that's like, maybe go to this location. Here's a hint for you.
And you're like,
yeah, I've done it. Oh, I found. Oh, you want to tell me the cave's on the other side? It's a hidden cave. Found it, you freak.
Been there.
Didn't need those clues. We've done it. Oh, his lantern is from Dragonfire. Yeah, I know.
Fantastic. So, Galen, you have that journal. The rest of you, it is a hot summer, scorching night, clouds overhead, the moonlight just peeking through. You guys are following this trail off into a clearing, and with your binoculars and the dog on the trail, you can see Civ off in the distance, uniform now off, hair just hanging down, this long, flat lockbox under her arm. She's walking pretty calmly now. You can clearly tell from off in the distance she thinks she's in the clear. And you guys are right on her trail. And that is where we will end the session tonight.
Can we end the session with a question instead?
Oh, sure.
I have a question for you, Chase.
Uh-huh.
Beatta has an amulet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a golden amulet. It's a circular amulet.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like it's a coin?
It does. Yeah, it does kind of look like a coin.
This is going to be Pirates of the Caribbean, everybody.
Oh, everyone who has a coin that gets cursed. Okay.
Oh, you'd best start believing in ghost stories.
Fantastic. What a good ending. Thank you. That was a blast of a session, guys. I loved it. Chat, so many new faces tonight, so many raids, so much love. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it. You guys just enhance the experience all that much more. We love having you guys around. Before we wrap up for the night, let's talk about all these wonderful people who played the game and where you can find them on the internet aside from here. Bill, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, I'm Bill. You can find me on the internet. Go to consumethismedia.com, or you can go to my individual podcasts. Check out Escape This Podcast. Check out Solve This Murder. Also, I'm on the latest episode of Lateral, which is Tom Scott's new podcast. So go and check that out if you love lateral thinking. And if you like the show QI and that kind of panel show vibe, check it out. It's lovely. And I'll see you later.
Fantastic. Thanks, Bill. Pleasure as always. Matt, why don't you tell us about yourself and where you can be found on the internet?
Hey, I'm Matt. Everywhere is improv and RPG. Thank you very much.
Love playing with you, Matt. Pleasure as always. Me, Em, Tori, and Katie are the level 1 geek team. Katie's in the background. She's with us in spirit right now, talking with you guys in chat, pushing all the buttons. This is where we live on our channel here, Level 1 Geek. Tori M, any announcements? Anything else you guys want to call out tonight?
Not this week.
Yeah, not this time.
Cool. Fun session. Fun playing with my team as always. As for me, I'm Chase, the game master for this campaign. The only announcement I have, we're playing Arc right now. We have a little Level 1 Geek server with, it's popping. We got quite a few people playing on there. If Arc is your thing and you guys want to play on a friendly PvP server, we're playing on the Fjordur map, which is a Nordic prehistoric map, which, you know, you could make ties to this Vaesen campaign very loosely. Go play with a dinosaur Vaesen. Hit me up on the DMs in Discord if you're interested in joining that server. We'd love to have some more players in the action. Aside from that, I think that's everything for tonight, guys. So everybody go take a long rest. Pick up Seasons of Mystery by Free League because it's got some very fun mysteries. I love all the mysteries in this book. They're a great, good, old fun time as you're witnessing here on our channel. Don't pick up gold coins mysteriously. Know where they come from first. Tempting, but don't do it. And on that note, we'll catch all you guys next week. Are we off next week? I feel like we might be off next week.
I think we're on next week.
Not
on
next
week. Okay, we're off one of the weeks.
It's the 30th.
30th.
Right?
Thank you.
Yeah,
We're going to do an
30th,
anti-heist next week. It's going to be great.
Yeah. So yeah, catch us next week, and we'll see all you guys then. Have a good night, everybody.